What up, what up? This is David from the 5-6 Kings. And guys, we're still waiting on that apology from Jimmy's John's. I said I would take it as an act of aggression against Subway. That retaliation would be swift and it would be brutal, and it will be. It will be, Jimmy's John's. Your days are numbered. And I almost wanted to cut you guys a break because you got a lot on your plate. I was watching Hansen versus Predator on the YouTube the other day. If you guys remember To Catch a Predator on Dateline NBC with Chris Hansen, well, he did his own Hansen versus Predator, which that's a name. That is a good name. Hansen versus Predator. It's badass. And they had one gentleman, he wanted to have sex with a 13-year-old boy. And that, as one would. And they said that he was a general manager of a national sub chain. I think we all know that it was Jimmy John's. Subway has no history of sexual predators being under their employ, nor would they ever. It was Jimmy John's, guys. Those sons of bitches over at Jimmy John's are just sending their managers out, and they're like, you go fuck a kid. You go, oh, he's 13, even better. Send him dick pics. Make him call you daddy. And you go over and fuck him. Shame on you, Jimmy John's. Shame on you. Children are supposed to feel safe in this country. And Jimmy John's has taken that away from them. Jimmy John's is a sick corporation. And in my opinion, they are the most disgusting corporation in this great country we have. Jimmy John's, you guys, every day that you haven't shut your doors is just a slap in the face of America. Shame on you. Guys, Tony Hawk update. This man is another fucking level. He's not human. He is better than all of us. Tony Hawk, 2 weeks removed from breaking his femur. Guys, it happened the day after we fucking recorded last week. I was talking about, he's walking. He was on a fucking skateboard. 2 weeks removed from breaking his femur. Guys, he's 50. A normal 50-year-old breaks their femur, they're just done doing stuff. That's the end of them doing anything. Tony Hawk 2 weeks later is like, yeah, I'll skateboard. And he's talking. He's like, it's weird because, it feels like my leg's pointing that way, but it's pointing this way. It's kind of funny. And you're like, that's insane. Yeah, you have a broken fucking femur, Tony Hawk. Get off the skateboard. He doesn't care. Guys, I'm telling you, tomorrow it's going to be 3 weeks. And he's going to do a fucking 900. Tony Hawk. You know what, guys? Subway is good enough for Tony Hawk, but Tony Hawk's better than Subway. I'm saying it. He's better than Subway, and he's better than all of you. Subway, please. Please, you know that? I want you to buy Jimmy John's. I want you to buy that company, and then just blow up every Jimmy John's location. Let me go set fire to every Jimmy John's location, and then please give us money. Enjoy this week's episode, guys.
This the Palm Beach County anthem. All my Palm Beach County niggas, y'all put them fucking guns in there and bust them shit. Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County. This where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left like roll guns just for fucking round. This ain't a county for you bitches to come around.
What up? What up? And welcome to another episode of the unofficial podcast of the National Football League, the world-famous and critically acclaimed 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my good friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden, how are you, man?
I'm great, David.
Good. Nice shirt.
Oh, dude.
Dude, just fucking repping the 5'6" Kings. Love to see it.
I just love the way it feels, too, when I wear it.
Man, it looks so great.
Right?
I wear this shit all day.
Well, what you wear is, how you feel. It's how you express. And I'm like, God,
absolutely.
Can't get enough of the 5'6" Kings, am I right?
Can't get enough, won't get enough.
Won't.
That's for damn sure. I'm rocking a bunch. So I'm gonna adjust this.
Oh yeah,
but we'll keep rolling through
this.
this.
Keep looking at my eyes.
This is good. There we go.
Yeah,
there we go. They do one of
the. Get nice and comfy. But no, I'm good. My sister's birthday is Tuesday, and we've been celebrating yesterday and today. So yeah, it's been a good little week, man. Got her some dope shades, and now she's looking fresh as fuck.
There we go.
Yeah, life is good.
Hot. You got a hot sister or something, man?
Yeah. But yeah, how about you, David? How you doing?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Had my nephew's birthday party today. His birthday's tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
He only gets 2 days though. He doesn't get fucking.
I know.
5
days.
Come
on, dude. Like
Brianna's getting. She's gonna tomorrow. She can be like, why don't we do like a dinner or something? Because might as well just squeeze another fucking day out of this.
Yeah,
Fuck her.
Not to be against girls or anything, but they get week-long birthdays. Like, who do you
just,
girls
just
think
your,
you are?
Just your bitchy sister does.
Yeah.
Fuck her.
Yeah, maybe I'm just being swayed by what she does. Just speaking for all women. When yeah. I'm just being a sexist pig. I guess
it's very stereotypical. Yeah, it's fucked up.
But yeah, man, week's been good, especially since I watched this fucking movie.
I love this movie so much.
This movie's so
love
good,
this
dude.
movie so much.
Everything about it, like, it stands almost like the test of time. Like, you're going to be able to watch this 50 years, 60 years down the road when you're immersed into movies and now it's a whole different experience. You're still going to be like, you remember that Denzel and Ethan Hawke?
The Denzel movie. No one's like, what's that Ethan Hawke movie?
True.
I mean, it's that Denzel movie.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. Fuck Ethan Hawke. He's a little bitch, guys. Denzel's the man.
Ethan, if you're listening, that was David, bro.
Yeah. Ethan Hawke's listening, and he's going to be like, man, I'm going to fuck David Breen up.
I don't know.
Best case scenario. For our show?
Be like a Russell Crowe, yeah.
For the ratings, best case is Ethan Hawke comes and beats the shit out of me.
Just finds you.
Nothing would be better.
What you got to say now, huh?
Yeah.
Fucking going at it.
Yeah, best case.
Yeah.
Let's dive into this, guys. We did training day. Let's talk money.
There's nothing more that I love to talk than
the
David,
budget. There's some names in it, but like, it's Denzel and Ethan Hawke.
Well, one thing I would say.
No, nothing. No hints. Yeah, I don't. Okay. Whenever I do this, it's me just talking it through in my head. I don't want hints. I don't want to be swayed.
Okay.
Because then it waters down my guessing ability. I'm gonna guess the budget was. I want to say 50, but I'm going to go lower. I'm going to say 45 million.
That's exactly what it is.
Is it 45 million?
I swear to God.
Let's go!
That's exactly what it is.
Let's go.
Wow.
Guys, first time in history. Let's do this.
Dude, that was impressive.
All right, box office. You got to keep that turned away from me. I don't want to see what they made.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep that turned away from me.
Worldwide.
Just one. They had to have made a profit, right?
Oh.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Don't even say that. Just say yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna guess they grossed.
Well, no, I think I might have fucked you there. They did make a profit.
I'm gonna guess they grossed 110 million worldwide.
That was close.
All right. Am I under or over?
You're over.
105 million.
Oh, I mean, if we rounded, yeah.
I was 104, 106.
Yeah, it's 104.
104.
104. 876,000. So you were dude. That's 105.
That was my second guess.
Yeah.
So I was 5 million.
But even 110, I mean, that's almost just as close. So shit, David's on the ball this fucking
I know
week.
this movie, guys.
Yeah.
I almost didn't take notes because I was like, it might be better if I don't have notes that I have to look at to see where we are, because I'll stick to my notes. But I was like, you know what? No. I can deal with an episode sucking because Braden and I just don't bring it. I couldn't deal with it if the episode sucked because I wasn't prepared to make it a good episode. Like, what the fuck do I say to you in that scenario? You're just like, all right, man, yeah, this was fun. You trying to guess the plot of Training Day. Like, I guess we'll see you guys next week.
Yeah.
So
that would basically be it.
Yeah, so I took my notes. I almost didn't because I know this movie real well.
Yeah.
Yeah, which would be
I've
the first
seen
time. Alpha Dog's the only movie that I had no notes for, and I was just like, let's fucking wing it.
Dude.
Let's wing it and we'll make it happen.
And you killed it.
Dude, nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it on Alpha Dog.
And what's funny is this is a movie that made, I would say, like, accumulatively, not more, but, like, percentage-wise, they made the majority of their money not worldwide. They made it through U.S. and Canada. So they made 76 of that 105.
In the U.S. and Canada?
Yeah, in U.S. and Canada.
And that makes sense. It's
It's definitely more of a, I don't know how to put it, like an American kind of situational.
It's L.A. police, narcotics, crooked cops. Like, I don't know. I'm sure it is an issue in other countries, but I don't think to the degree that this movie makes it. I don't know.
If certain things would maybe
I'm
relate
guessing it
as
would be
much or
lost in
something.
translation in other countries.
Yeah.
What are the reviews saying about this movie?
Well, cool thing is too is I'm pretty sure they shot mostly all in L.A. because a lot of things resembled L.A. from when I was living there.
It looked, yeah.
Yeah. So shit, man. I did read a fun fact that they actually were shooting in some of the most dangerous neighborhoods in L.A. and they were even hiring a bunch of people that lived in those areas. So good on them anyway.
So the dude on the really bad street where, what's his name?
Yep.
The main guy who's in the front who's like, hey man, appreciate that shit you did for my nephew. That was some real shit to Denzel.
Yeah.
He's a real blood.
Wow.
That guy, yeah.
That's funny. That wasn't in the fun. That you think they would add that in the fun fact that I was reading.
That guy's actually in the Bloods, or he was in the Bloods, and then he was like, he's been in other movies. He's trying to like give back to the community. It seems by all accounts, I'm spaced on his name. I have it written down. Seems like a great guy.
Yeah.
Seems like a great guy. His name's like Clay or Che, and then something Islami. And then Sloan or something.
It's a cool name.
Yeah. Clay something Islami Sloan.
I wonder how they set up that situation, because you gotta like you can't just go to probably like those neighborhoods and just start set up filming and just like have like a table outside like you're selling lemonade to come and cast.
It's Denzel Washington, all right? They can do whatever the fuck they want.
And Dr. Dre.
They can go wherever they want and do whatever they want.
Yeah, you're
Guys,
right.
when you have Denzel Washington, you can rape children on set. And if Denzel's there signing off on it, you're good to go.
My mom's like in the back. She's like,
this
yeah,
movie,
tell him, David.
This movie could have been all child raping. And like real child raping, like not acting. And Denzel still would have won an Academy Award. They would have been like, you're the man. You're the greatest of all time.
You're at the peak of all.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Here you go. Luckily, that's not what this movie is. Thank God.
Thank the Lord.
All right, what are the reviews saying?
So, IMDb gave it a 7.7 out of 10. Rotten Tomatoes give it a 73%. Metacritic give it a 69%. But then Google users give it a 92%. I feel like 92 is like the average for Google.
What'd you give it?
8.6.
Here we go. Giving it a 9.5.
Nice.
Love this movie.
Yeah.
Love it. So, like, this is the highest real grade I've given a movie.
I think I was about to say, I think that might be one of the highest.
I gave Unhinged a 10, and I gave Fear and The Fan a 9.9.
But, like,
those were joke ratings.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah. If no one knew.
This legitimately might be my favorite movie. If I was Denzel Washington, it would be so fucking hard for me to just not be this character every fucking day.
Oh, I bet.
God, his character, if you haven't seen this, you need to see it. His character is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
He's so ridiculous and over the top, but you're like, God damn it, he's the man.
Yeah. And
Denzel won Best Actor at the Academy Awards for this. I'm like 99% sure.
Yeah. How do you say this guy's name? The director.
Antoine Fuqua. Fuqua. I don't know.
No, yeah.
He directed this. He's directed a few other Denzel movies.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. Man, they obviously have some type of a great relationship because they had obviously good chemistry. The director, I feel like, did a really great job, too, with finding, location scouting. Obviously with all the different parts of L.A., but I don't know. I just feel like they probably had, a really good chemistry because you see it on set. He gave apparently Denzel a lot of leeway with improving a lot of the scenes and a lot of the stuff that he did. And yeah, apparently Ethan Hawke in the
Dude, I did not know that. It makes me so much happier because Denzel has some of the most off the fucking wall lines in this movie.
I know a couple that he improv that I'll get to when we get there.
This guy, I've never written down this much dialogue that I want to make sure I say on the podcast from any other movie we've done. It's not even close. I usually just kind of like basically write down what's on the scene. Almost every line Denzel says, I'm like, oh, I want to make sure I get this correctly.
Yeah.
Like I'm writing this down on my phone.
So apparently when Ethan Hawke was auditioning for this, apparently Denzel improved like the entire audition, which like if you're prepared, like you're Ethan, you're like, oh, this is the biggest role I'm ever auditioning for in my life. I gotta get this. And you go in and like the best actor alive is there, and he's not saying anything on the script. He's just going off.
And he talks like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah. He said he got so pissed off that he literally contemplated at the audition going back in the audition room, just running in, just being like, screw you guys. Like, literally telling them off and everything. Great. And then he got a call a couple hours later, and he got the role. And he was like, what? It's great. Just such a sway. But apparently they also used to stay in character a bunch to the point where Antoine would...
Antoine Fuqua.
Apparently he said he...
Guys, we will look this up when we take the break before we get into it and make sure we get... And I've heard it a billion times.
Yeah. But apparently he would miss a lot of time because they would just keep going on and on, staying in character and improving, and a lot of times he would cut the scene almost too short or like where it was supposed to stop, but they would just keep going. He'd be like, "Fuck, man, I should have just kept it rolling." That's something I read. Yeah. Dude, when you got Denzel, you do not cut.
You don't stop rolling until Denzel's like, "All right,
we going on. We're moving on."
What do we? Yeah. You wait. You let Denzel because this guy's. Go watch this fucking movie if you haven't watched. I love it so much.
They're so good at drawing you in immediately.
Yeah. And here's the thing. I said Ethan Hawke's a bitch. His character's a bitch. Ethan Hawke does a great job.
Oh, dude.
His character's supposed to be a little bitch, and you're supposed to sympathize with him. But he's like, Denzel wants to do a bunch of crazy, crooked shit, and Ethan Hawke's supposed to be like, don't do that, man. Come on, it's a bad idea. But he does it great. The actor is fantastic.
And since we're kind of like on this of just praising them, Denzel has said that he frequently loves to just play Alonzo, which is the character he plays in this film. Just so like he apparently goes back to it. He just likes to sometimes just get back in the character, which, like you were saying, dude, why wouldn't you?
Dude, I would never stop being this character.
Yeah.
I wouldn't frequently go back to it. I would every day of my life just be this way.
You get interviewed, and they're like, this is for The Equalizer. This is 40 years later for The Equalizer. He's like, man, what? It's just like telling him.
Like, I don't give a fuck what this is for. You want to go to jail or you want to go home?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, this movie's fucking awesome.
Yeah. Let's talk awards.
Yeah, so they had 18 wins and 21 nominations.
There we go.
Because why wouldn't
What were they? Let's go to the Academy Awards because I know Denzel won Best Actor. Were they nominated for other stuff?
Yeah, so they were nominated for Best Actor in a Supporting Role, Ethan Hawke, for Academy Awards.
Okay. Denzel won Best Actor, right?
Yeah, he
I'm not
did.
making that up?
No,
okay.
he did.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah.
Like that's Denzel. I think I'm pretty sure this is the only time he's ever won Best Actor at the Oscars.
Yeah, and they were both nominated. Didn't win, but they were both nominated for the Screen Actor Guild's Award for Outstanding Performance by a Male Actor in a Leading Role. Both him and Ethan Hawke.
I mean, fuck the SAG Awards. Like, who would have won that year over Denzel? I don't care what other movies came out that year. Nobody is better than him.
Thinking like Pearl Harbor maybe came out. No.
Pearl Harbor was a dog shit movie.
I'm just talking about like the performance. I don't know. I'm talking about like trying to think.
Dude,
of, like,
I would
Titanic or something.
Titanic was 90s.
I thought it was 2001 or 2 or something.
No, I want to say 97 was Titanic.
Sheesh.
Yeah,
maybe you're right. But yeah, so they won the All Deaf Movie Award for Best Bad Motherfucker Award. It's kind of abbreviated. It's got to be what it is. Denzel Washington.
How's it abbreviated?
It's MU and A.
Okay.
So it's kind of weird, but it's got
motherfucker.
Yeah. They won the Alma Award for Excellent makeup in television and film. It's Ken Diaz, Jay Wedgeby. That's a weird last name.
Jay Wedgeby.
Yeah. Good for them.
Yeah.
They won the ASCAP Award for Most Performed Song from a Motion Picture. Nelly and Wael Yagnem. Yeah. It's going to be funny watching me struggle say these names. They won the Black Reel Award for Theatrical Best Actor, Denzel Washington, Best Director, Antoine Fuqua.
So it's a Q.
Yeah, but like, how is that cute?
Fuqua.
There you go. Yeah, Fuqua. What the fuck? They won Best Film Poster. They won Best Film. This is all still at the Black Reel. And then they won the BMI.
What was the Nelly song? I don't
remember either because I remember
it's
Dr. Dre came up a little bit.
So I'm saying this. It's nominated a couple times.
Yeah,
this Nelly song, and I don't
really remember it either, honestly.
Yeah,
but they played a couple songs.
They played Still Dre early,
but then maybe when we entered like the hood at one point,
they play
maybe
"Cut My Life into Pieces."
That's when that. Yeah,
it's playing in that Beatle.
Yeah. So they won the BMI. You know, that body mass index. Yep. Mm-hmm. Film Music Award.
Boston Society of Film Critics. No way they gave Denzel Washington an award. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Those racist-ass Bostonians gave a black man an acting award?
The audacity.
No, I mean, good for them. They're turning the corner. Those racist motherfuckers. Normally they'd be like, I don't want him.
They're just trying to conform, bro.
What did Ben Affleck do that year? Hi, I'm from Boston. I love Ben Affleck. What'd he do that year, kid?
Since you bring it up, you know who's best friends with Ben Affleck?
No, who?
Matt Damon. Matt Damon was originally supposed to play Jack instead of Ethan Hawke. Jake. That's what it is. What is it? Jack?
Yeah. Jake Hoyt.
Yeah.
I'm very glad it was Ethan Hawke.
So happy it was Ethan Hawke.
It would
Guess who was supposed to play Denzel?
Not Samuel L. Jackson.
Swear to God.
I'm
so happy that they chose
I am
these two.
so glad. Yeah, because it would have been, had it been Samuel L. Jackson, it would have been a Matt Damon movie.
Yeah.
I think like Samuel L. Jackson would have been like the crazy over the top other guy, but Matt, it would have been. So Ethan Hawke is kind of supposed to be the main character in this movie, but it is for sure Denzel Washington.
And what Ethan does that's so great is that he's so less. He's so subtle. So it like when you have the contrast, that's what builds a lot of times like Denzel's character up even more is the fact that Ethan is not near where Denzel is. So everything, there's so much more contrast and it plays so much better when Ethan is so much less and Denzel is so much more. Rather than if they were the same, they would like cancel each other out, if that makes sense.
It does.
Thanks. I don't know where the fuck I was or what I was talking about.
Just keep scrolling through.
Yeah.
Golden Globes.
Oh, dude. They were nominated for Best Performance by an Actor in a Motion Picture Drama. Denzel. He's all over the place. So, I mean, we haven't even gotten into some of these nominees. Yeah. Golden Schmoes, Best Actor of the Year. Denzel.
I'm going to have to look up who won Best Actor of the Year because John Q also came out this year. And if you guys haven't seen John Q either, at some point we're going to do that on this podcast. We'll space it out because we can't just do back-to-back Denzel movies. But John Q's another. Braden's playing
You know what? An ad just came up on our...
Well, maybe if you had more tabs open, it would stop.
Yeah, that was pretty wild.
Yeah, so I don't know if you guys could hear me over. I don't know if that would overtake the microphones on the audio. So we'll see.
Yeah.
But what was that? John Q. Like, he had two very good movies come out that year. I'll have to see who won and see if I agree. I know Pearl Harbor came out the same fucking year, so maybe they won some shit, you psycho.
Oh, Pearl Harbor. Yeah, maybe they won some shit. Yeah, I don't know, you know.
All right. NAACP Awards?
Dude. Well, they won some other ones that I don't even know how to... The festival, then...
The Nazionale del Doppio Voci nell'Ombra.
Yeah. They won the Audience Award for Best Male Voice, Francesco Ponofino.
Yes.
And then they won Best Male Voice, Francesco Ponofino.
There we go.
That's back-to-back. Or Audience Award and then the Film Award.
Yeah. Look at that. Good for Francisco.
Yeah. And then they won the Image Award at the Image Awards for Outstanding Actor in a Motion Picture, Denzel Washington.
The NAACP Image Awards.
There you go. And then Kansas City Film Critics Circle Awards. They won the KCFCC Award for Best Actor. Guess who?
Ethan
Denzel.
Hawke. Oh, Denzel?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Because, right? You know?
Yeah.
Dude, the Los Angeles Film Critics Association Awards. Fuck those people.
Yeah.
But they won Denzel won Best Actor, you know? How could he not? Now let's get into the MTV Movie Awards.
There we go.
Yeah, he won the MTV Movie Award Best Villain. Denzel. MTV
Naturally.
Movie Award Best Cameo. Guess who?
Snoop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's either him or Dre.
And Snoop's character was pretty great.
He was good.
Yeah.
And the director said that Snoop was like very professional and like took it very serious and everything. And like said he was
Let's
never.
keep going. That doesn't need to be said. That's crazy.
I mean,
That's crazy. Why does that need to be said? I assume Snoop is very professional in all settings.
no, for sure. But I think this is his first.
You know,
acting
believe it
credit.
or not, guys, like he wasn't.
As
he
if I
wasn't
have like
this
this
uppity
pre-context
boy,
thought
you know,
about like how
just-
Snoop Dogg would be like. Yeah, no.
He was on time. He did his job. He did what was asked of him. Who'd have thunk?
Who would have thunk? Yeah, and then a bunch of other nominees. But yeah, good for them.
There we go. Guys, such a good fucking movie.
Really, really.
I give it a 9.5, and I don't think that's even a little bit of a reach. It
don't think so
baffles me
either.
that Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb, they have it so low.
I was
going to
say they do seem like pretty low ratings.
Yeah, this is a great fucking movie.
Here's another little fun fact too. When Denzel got picked, he immediately told the director that was on at the time that he's cut. Basically, I mean, he didn't tell that.
Antoine Fuqua wasn't the director originally?
No, and he ended up like helping pick
that's
Antoine,
so great.
which is probably why Antoine was like, "Oh, I'm making you the fucking equalizer."
That's so great.
Yeah. Yeah, he did Southpaw too. I've never seen it, but I've seen clips of it. It looks
Southpaw's
like a
very good.
great movie
Yeah.
with Jake. Yeah.
Yeah. Dude, Jake Gyllenhaal's another...
What dude, for 100%. Like, I think Heath Ledger has passed on. R.I.P. But other than like, because Heath and Jake are probably like around the same age. I think Jake for that
Use
generation.
their full names. You're not
Jake Gyllenhaal,
friends with
Heath
these people.
Yeah,
Heath and Jake. My
Steve.
boys.
Steve.
Gold. And my man Steve.
But they're some of the best actors for their generation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Jake Gyllenhaal, Denzel. They're great.
yeah.
All right, guys. And we're going to take a little break, but we'll be right back, and we're going to dive into this fucking movie.
Yeah, we are.
So stick around. And we're back.
Wow.
It was Guy Pearce
Guy Pearce.
who won it in 2001, the Golden Schmoes Actor of the Year. They credit him for a movie called Memento, which I'm unfamiliar with, but it seems good. Guy's wife is raped and murdered, and he's trying to track the person down, but he suffers from a rare, untreatable memory loss thing. It seems like an all right movie.
Yeah,
seems like no way it was
seems
as
like-
good or as cool as Denzel Washington was, but whatever.
That movie seems like it could just go in circles for forever.
Be great. All it is him following up the exact same lead for 2 hours, and then the movie ends.
Yeah, it's like he's never going to get to the end.
That'd be best case scenario.
He's always in the first quarter. He's just repeating that quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Brayden, how do we pronounce the actor's name?
Antoine Fuqua.
No.
What?
Fuqua. Like Fuquas.
That's what I thought I said.
You said Fuqua. Few. Like very few.
Fuqua.
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 Antoine Fuqua.
Fuqua. Not good with names.
All right, guys, the movie starts. Ethan Hawke is awake before his alarm goes off, and, like, the second he goes, baby, like, hits it.
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, baby, it's time to get up. And he's like, oh, she's awake, and she's breastfeeding their child in the rocking chair.
She's
They
such a sweet fam.
They have a little Virgin Mary candle that's lit next to them.
Mm-hmm.
Ethan Hawke's getting ready, and his wife comes up, and she's like, everyone's saying how lucky you are to have this opportunity. Don't screw it up. And you're like, oof, all right. Ethan Hawke says he won't, and he's like, soon I'll have my own department, and we'll move out of the fucking hood. We live in a shitty area, Let's get the fuck out of here. You see department heads' houses? They're beautiful. Let's get out of here. Then the phone rings, and his wife answers the phone, and she giggles, And then she's like, yeah, he's here. And she's like, it's for you. And it's Denzel Washington. So he's immediately making the wife giggle. And then he's like, all right, put your bitch on the phone.
That's so funny. It's like I didn't even catch that she was giggling like that.
No,
but now that you say that, I'm like, oh,
immediately
that
he said
adds.
Said some slick shit.
There it is.
Well, we'll get the fly eventually. Did you get it?
No, I didn't.
And you don't close your hand. Like, you did it real soft. You're not going to kill it. Like, when you opened it, it would have just flown off.
True.
You went like, ooh, and like you kept an open fist, and then you're like, there you go. Off you go, bud.
It's on the light. That son
There
of a
we go.
bitch.
Let's hope he stays over there.
Yeah.
It won't bother us. I don't see him on the light, but I believe you.
Yeah.
And so Ethan Hawke gets on the phone, and Denzel goes, you on your way to roll call? He's like, yes, sir. I'm about to be out the door. And he goes, Ethan Hawke, we don't go to fucking roll call. All right, you're going to meet me at this diner at 10 a.m. Wear comfortable shoes. He's like, you got handcuffs? He's like, yeah. He's like, bring them. You have a small gun?
It's like a Beretta.
His small gun? And
Yeah.
he's like, nah, I just have the standard issued Beretta that
Which it's not that small of a pistol.
all cops get. And he's like, yeah, that works.
Yeah.
Bring it. You're like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, meet me there at 10 a.m. Ethan Hawke's like, okay, and sir, I want to thank you for the opportunity. And
really appreciate it.
and he
hangs up.
Hangs up in the middle of him saying it. Great.
Yeah, and then Ethan Hawke's like, why does it feel like I'm trying to see if I made the football team? He's like, I feel like I just did tryouts, and I'm trying to wait till the next day to see if I made the team.
He's like, I just wish it was tomorrow, and I knew if I made it already.
Yeah.
Because he's trying out for Denzel Washington's team today.
Yeah.
It's training day.
Yeah.
He's training, and Denzel's going to decide whether or not Ethan Hawke's on the team. He's like, I just wish it was tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I know whether or
Denzel's a
not I'm in.
detective, and they're part of like a narcotic group.
Narcotics unit. Yeah.
Yeah.
She tells him he's going to make it, and he goes out. Shows up to breakfast. Denzel's sitting at a table reading a newspaper. Ethan Hawke goes and sits down. The waitress comes up, goes to hand Ethan Hawke a menu, and he goes, oh, no, thanks. He goes, no, get some chow in you on my dollar. And Ethan Hawke goes, oh, no, I ate already. And he says, all right, fine, don't. Just like that. And Ethan Hawke's like, it's nice in here. It's a fucking diner. And Denzel just looks down and goes, may I read my paper, please? Ethan Hawke's like, oh, yeah, no, sure.
Yeah.
He goes, you know what? Yeah, I will get something to eat. And Denzel goes, no, you fucked that up already. You're like, it's just so great. He's like, you fucked that up already. And let me read my paper and shut up. This is fucking awesome.
And Ethan is just so uncomfortable. He his body language is perfect in this scene.
He's just sitting there. He's like, and then he just can't sit with the silence. He goes, tell you what, like I'm looking forward to not having to sit in the black and white all summer. And Denzel puts the paper down and goes, tell me a story. He goes, what, you mean like my story? He goes, no, not your story, a story. And he goes, I don't think I know any stories. And Denzel goes, all right, I'll give you one. This is a newspaper. It's 90% bullshit, but it's entertaining. That's why I read it, to be entertained. Now, you won't let me read it, so now I have to be entertained by your bullshit. Go. So fucking great.
Dude.
Because, like, fuck Ethan Hawke in this scene. Denzel doesn't beat around the bush. He's like, can I just read my fucking newspaper?
Yeah.
Like, be quiet and let me read the paper. It's very rude of Denzel.
Yeah.
But Ethan Hawke isn't like, hey, fuck you, man. He's just uncomfortable and feels the need to make conversation. Denzel's made it clear. He wants no conversation with him.
You think you would get it at that point, but no, Ethan...
You sit there and you be quiet.
Yeah.
Or you say, hey, don't talk to me like
exactly.
that.
It's either one or the other. It's not the middle.
And hey, don't talk to me like that isn't going to work in this situation.
Yeah.
You're not working for Denzel Washington.
I'm not going to lie. Yeah, Ethan did act like a little bitch in this scene.
You either sit there and be quiet, you're like, all right, fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. He feels the pressure. This is like his whole moment to make a life-changing opportunity happen.
Yeah.
And he just does not know how to...
So Ethan Hawke has a story. He's like, okay, so it's a DUI stop. And Denzel's like, whoa, a DUI stop. Let me get my gun. Oh, man, all right. And he's like, so it's we stopped this car. He's like, we? You and who? He's like, oh, my training officer, Deb. And he goes, you got a female training officer, huh? He goes, yeah. He goes, does she have a liquor license? And he goes, a what? And he goes, a liquor license. Was she a dyke? I'm like, oh, my God. I've never heard that before. That's amazing.
This is wild.
A liquor license. And he's like, no. He's like, all right, go ahead, tell it. And he's like, okay, so we're at the stop. And Denzel goes, boom! He's like, what the hell are you doing? He's like, yeah, stay on your toes. All right. Thank you, Nose. You're just like, this is fucking crazy.
He just totally took control of that story within one word, 1 second.
And then Ethan Hawke tells a pretty cool story.
Yeah, it was a cool story, yeah.
They have a DUI stops, guys all over the roads. They follow him for blocks, then they pull him over. They arrest him. They have him in the back of the car. And he's like, then my officer calls me over, and he's got a sub-38 machine gun, 2 shotguns, and 500 grams of meth in the car. Turns out he's a meth dealer that was going to kill his old partner. And we stopped him. We stopped a murder. And Denzel Washington goes, man, that's amazing. He goes, right? He's like, it's amazing that you could be out there with a fine bitch for a year, and the most entertaining story you can give me is a drunk stop? He's like, you tapped that ass, didn't you? And Ethan's like, he goes, but I don't believe you. You tapped that ass, didn't you? And he's like, nah, come on, I didn't do it. He's like, well, no, you tapped that ass. You put her in the back seat, and bam, Codex. And Ethan Hawke is so uncomfortable. He goes, I have a wife. And he goes, you have a dick too, right? He's like, do you have a dick? He's like, yeah, I have a dick, sir. He goes, you got a dick? Your dick lines up in your pants. It goes straight down. On the left and the right, you have pockets. Inside those pockets are money. I want you to reach into those pockets, pay the bill. And then he gets up and leaves.
Immediately walks out.
This is great.
Can you imagine, though?
So great.
Can you imagine if he actually got a bunch of food and was like, one, still eating, and then had to pay the bill, too?
Yeah, it's great.
Still eating. Denzel's
Well,
like, all right,
he got nothing. He got nothing. He has to pay for Denzel's.
Yeah.
Denzel offered to buy him breakfast. Ethan Hawke declined, so he's like, all right, you buy me breakfast.
Yeah.
It's great.
And immediately walks out and crosses the street, like, in oncoming traffic and shit. It's like the whole city just bends to him. Like, that's his...
He just jaywalks across the street. Cars are slamming on their brakes. Nobody honks at him here.
Yeah.
They all slam on their brakes aggressively,
they
but
just
they're like,
fucking know.
They're like, let him pass.
Yeah.
Let him pass. He goes, he's driving a black Monte Carlo. It's sick.
Yeah.
And Ethan Hawke gets in. He goes, all right, so where's the office? And Braden shared the story. Denzel goes, you're in the office, baby. And then Still Dre starts playing the dun 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 do 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 do, like the piano riff from that song starts playing.
And he flips some switches and the hydraulics start going. And I think the funniest thing in this film was watching for the split snippet of a second that we see Ethan Hawke in the passenger seat, and he's just losing his mind.
Whoa.
I've never felt anything like this.
He's like, this is crazy.
Yeah. His body, dude, it was just the way he reacted was the funniest thing I think I've ever seen in my life.
So Denzel, they're driving, and Denzel's breaking down. He's like, it's your training day, Officer Hoyt. I have a 5-man team, but you can be the 6th. He's like, you only have today to prove yourself. I'm not going to babysit you. All right? You make an impression today, and you're on the team. Blah, 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 all that stuff. Denzel asks him, he's like, so why do you want to be a narc? And so it's a narcotics unit that they run. And
he's like, empty the streets of drugs and, keep my community clean and safe.
Yeah, by ridding it of dangerous drugs. And Denzel repeats, he goes, yeah, so why do you want to be a narc? And then Ethan Hawke goes, I want to be a detective. And Denzel's like, all right.
Yeah.
He's like, you stick with me and you will be. But you need to unlearn all that bullshit that they taught you in the academy.
Goddamn right.
And Ethan Hawke goes, I will do anything that you ask me to do, sir. He says just like that. He gets real serious. Like, I will do anything that you ask me to do.
It'd be great if Denzel was like, all right, suck my dick.
It'd be so great.
But instead
Denzel then for the first time says a phrase that he says so much in this movie. He smiles and goes, my N-word. He's like, roll down your window. Let's start there.
All right.
And hits it. He's he goes, they're arresting some cholos. And
they're all speaking Spanish, and he's telling them, he's like, do you know any Spanish?
And he goes, más o menos.
Yeah.
He goes, learn that shit. That shit'll get you killed out here. A lot of things Denzel teaches Ethan Hawke. If he doesn't know these things, it'll get him killed out here. That's a big thing that Denzel throws around a lot in this movie.
Yeah.
He's like, that shit'll get you killed out here.
Yeah, I actually like these little things that Denzel was doing because it does show that he has, it just builds to his character that he has been doing. He is a veteran.
Yeah. Denzel, or Ethan Hawke says, you're going to teach me all this fucking, burst through doors, beat the shit out of anything that moves, Rodney King shit. And Denzel's like, nah, it doesn't work around here. Them N-words are too strong anyways. Got to use this.
Ah.
Points. For those of you listening, I'm pointing to my brain.
Yeah.
You think, and then Denzel Washington goes, you think I'm crazy, right? He said some other shit. He's like, you think I'm crazy, right? And Ethan Hawke goes, I don't know what to think. And then Denzel goes, good.
Which is smart, though, because, like, that's probably what Denzel would be thinking, too. Like, keep an open mind.
Denzel asks Ethan Hawke about his wife, and Ethan Hawke's like, yeah, he's like, and you got a baby, too. He's like, yeah, we have a 9-month-old little girl. And he goes, how about you? And Denzel goes, I got a wife, I got 4 boys, and, I got 4 boys. I'm batting 1,000. I don't miss, so, if you ever need me to hook your old lady up with a son, I got you. And then Ethan Hawke's like, hey, can we not talk about your wife? And he's like, all right, I respect that. He's like, you fuck her face to face, though, right? And Ethan Hawke's like, hey, can we just not talk about my wife, he's like, yeah, no, I can see it all over your fucking face. You're in love. You're too much in love. You bring that shit out here, it'll get you killed. All right, don't wear that fucking wedding ring either. He's like, all right. He's like, I'm serious. Like, I know, I'm sorry. Takes off. He's like,
they'll use that shit against you.
Out on the street, they'll find out who you love, what's important to you, and they'll use that shit against you.
Yeah.
You don't bring that shit into work ever. And Ethan Hawke's like, all right, good advice.
And it's
crazy way to bring it up, but great advice.
But you would think that maybe Ethan would maybe know, or would maybe think of some of these things too, if he's like really passionate about trying to be like a narcotic enforcement.
Yeah, but like
probably just by reading stories about what they
don't love your wife and all that shit. Like,
no, but it is smart. Yeah. But it's just kind of funny how Ethan had no idea. He was so,
He's got no idea what he's getting into. He was going to roll call at the station. He was ready. He's like, whatever. So they're parked in a tree line. Denzel, we're watching a kid on the corner, and Denzel's like, that's my boy. He's 17 years old, but he can hang with the best, or he can kill with the best of them. And it was just nuts. Denzel's like, I got his mom out of INS detention, so because Ethan Hawke's like, you trust him? He's fucking 17 and informant for you? He's like, yeah, I got his mom out of INS detention. I trust that kid.
Yeah.
He's smart. He gets to sell a little reefer, make a few extra dollars. When big shit's going down, he tips me off. And you're like, yeah, sounds great.
Yeah.
Green Volkswagen Bug pulls up. Ethan Hawke, he's like, all right. And Denzel's like, you see it? He's like, yeah, I see it. And then he goes to call in. He goes, get off the fucking radio. He's like, we're calling this shit in. Ethan Hawke's like, all right. They go, the car goes, they chase him down, people scatter on the corner, they cut him off, we'll get to the car, and it's playing Last Resort by Papa Roach.
Yeah.
Cut my life in 2 pieces. This is my last resort.
I didn't know where we're taking
Suffocation. No breathing.
Just keep it going.
They cut it off, and it seems great. They're like, well, everyone put your fucking hands on the window. And they're coming up. They both have guns blazing. Ethan Hawke's at the back seat. Denzel's up in the front. He makes him throw the keys out the window. And he goes, all right, now put your hands on your chest. The guys in the front. And the guys put their hands on their chest. And he goes, all right, now give it to me. And they're like, give you what? And he fucking grabs the kid by the ear and is pulling him. And he's like, don't you fuck with me. The marijuana. Hand it over. And the kid's like, I'm sorry, sir. I'm so sorry. Like, it's white kids.
Yeah.
It's 2 white kids in a real bad neighborhood.
And
it was a fucking, like, gang-banging kid that was selling on the corner. And I never went and bought drugs in, like, a big group. If I was going to a bad area, it would just be me and one other person.
And let me tell you.
I wouldn't have a fucking car full of people going.
Anytime
definitely not girls.
Yeah.
If I'm going to the hood to buy drugs.
Anytime I ever bought bud with someone other than just me, it's always been more of like a sketchy experience.
What about when you bought heroin?
That was fine. That wasn't.
Yeah, you'd bring a crew.
Yeah, and that's it was just so laid back and kind of casual. It was nothing to worry. But yeah, when it was marijuana and we were going in groups, too sketchy.
Makes sense. And he's like, hand the pipe over too. I see it down by your legs. He's like, my mom gave me this pipe. He's like, I don't give a fuck who bought it. She can come pick it up at the station. And hands it over, and the girl in the back, Ethan Hawke's not doing a good job. Girl in the back's like taking her hands down and like checking, like, I don't know if she has a phone, I don't know if she has a drug, but Denzel's like, hey, control your suspect. And he goes, ma'am, hands on the glass. And then she's like, oh. And Denzel
snaps.
He looks at them, he's like, now you guys know you're in the gang neighborhood, right? And they're like, yeah. Like, what are you doing down here? It's fucking dangerous. If I see you down here again, I'm going to take your car. I'm going to make you walk home, let the homeboys up the hill run a train on your girlfriend. You know what a train is? And they go, yes, sir. Yeah. And he's like, all right, now get the fuck out of here. And then they walk and they get in the car. Ethan Hawke at this point is like,
What the fuck?
I don't know about all this.
Yeah,
Like, he's like, this is sminched and shit.
We're not going to book and tag him?
Yeah. They go and then they just leave, and I assume the bug leaves too.
Yeah.
Denzel's laughing and telling Ethan Hawke he did a good job. And then he's like, oh, man, this is shitty. This is Mexican brick through and through. He's like, see the little hairs on it? He's like, you see the seeds? It's garbage. He was saying garbage. And then Denzel says, now, good narcotics office must know and love narcotics. In fact, a good narcotics officer should have narcotics in his system. And he's like putting the pipe up to his lips. And Ethan Hawke's like, you gonna fucking smoke that? He goes, nope. You are.
It's like, hell if I am.
And Ethan Hawke's like, no, I'm not going to do it. And like, they go back and forth. And Ethan Hawke's like, I'm not going to smoke it. And then Denzel slams on the brakes. In the
Middle of the intersection.
Middle of the intersection. Like, cars coming at him this way.
Yeah.
Slams on the brake, points a gun at him, goes, the fuck's wrong with you? Turning down shit on the street. If I was a dealer, you'd be dead right now. Fucking punk ass, dumbass.
Yeah.
He's like, you know what? Get out of my car. I don't want you in my division, rookie. You can go back in a nice fucking pussy-ass desk job. Fuck out of here.
And then he goes like as if he's packing down the bud in the bowl, like as if he's about to smoke it. And Ethan's just like really questioning whether or not he's just about to leave or not. He's like, all right, man, I'll smoke it.
Yeah.
And he's like, huh? He's like, if you want me to smoke it, I'll smoke it.
He's like, all right.
All right.
Good.
Takes a massive puff.
Starts coughing. He's like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah, there you go.
Car starts pointing, or starts honking.
Yeah.
Denzel points the gun at him and goes, shut the fuck up. And the guy's like, all right, damn. Sorry.
So the windows
Sorry.
are down.
Sorry I honked.
And there's like 40 people at least that are all just like easy eyes right on him as they're puffing drugs in the middle of the intersection. And this guy's pointing a gun around. You think there would be so many calls to the cops about this?
So Ethan Hawke, he tries to, I mean, if they call it in, they're not going to pull Alonzo over.
Yeah. Alonzo's the main man. Yeah.
Alonzo Harris ain't pulling him over.
Yeah, that's right.
Call the cops. Ethan Hawke then goes to hand it to him. And
Did
he's
he
like,
say that too?
No.
Oh, okay.
Ethan Hawke goes to hand it to him, and he goes, finish it. Man the fuck up, N-word, finish it. And then Ethan Hawke finishes it, and he's like, there we go. Yeah, and then they're driving.
He's doing this like over the top laugh.
Denzel's loving it.
He's having the best time. The best time.
So now they're driving, and Ethan Hawke he's fucking out of it, and he's looking rough, and he's having mild hallucinations.
Yeah, and he's seeing in different colors.
It's nothing too crazy, but it's mildly like colors and shit.
Yeah.
Nothing like, there's a cliff coming out of nowhere there. Nothing like that, but mild hallucinations. And Denzel Washington says, when's the last time you smoked weed?
He's like, oh, man, 12th grade.
Wow.
Sorry.
12th grade. We were...
oh, yeah.
And then Denzel goes, smoking weed. And he's like, that's it. He's like, yeah. He's like, I didn't know you like to get wet, though.
He's like, what's that mean?
He goes, wet, but naked, ill, sherms, dust, PCP, Primos, P-Dog. That's what you were smoking. I say, I've never done that shit.
Yeah.
Say,
I've never done that shit.
you have. That's what you just smoked. I never done it, but you have. And then Denzel's going like this. He's mouthing wet. He's going, no, he's going, wet. He's just mouthing wet, being like that, like he's flicking water at him, going wet.
Yeah, now Ethan's just like basically passing out.
Dude, he just smoked PCP. Like, how mind fucked would you be?
And then didn't he say, he's like, man, you took a big ass hit, dog.
Yeah, those massive hits you took in there, dog.
Yeah.
Could you fucking you think you're smoking weed and you smoked PCP? Like,
I mean, to me, bro, that's my limit, right?
Fuck out.
I'd freak the fuck out, dude. I'd be so pissed off too.
Ethan Hawke starts freaking out. He's like, oh my
Denzel's
god,
just laughing too.
Ethan Hawke's like, I'm gonna get fucking drug tested and I'm gonna get fired. And Denzel goes, Lieutenant's got our back. We'll know a week before we piss. Which, you know what? I'd believe him. I'd be like, all right.
Yeah.
sounds like he knows what he's talking about. He doesn't seem phased. Whatever. We'll know a week before we pissed.
Yeah, and then didn't he say something where
Ethan Hawke says, why the fuck did you do this to me, man? And Denzel goes, nah, come on, you're an adult.
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
own your decisions.
Yeah.
Ain't like I put a gun to your head.
Yes, fucking like, and just smiles and laughs, and then Ethan passes out, and it's like, bro, I'd be so pissed off especially the moment he's like, it's not like I put in a gun at your head, like mocking you straight to your face as now you're drugged out of your mind because this fucker pointed a gun to your head, dude.
Made
Like,
you smoke PCP
and threatened your job and livelihood and shit. Like, what?
It's so fucking great.
But Ethan is like,
And he's just like, fuck. like, well, I've already done it. This is still a good career opportunity. Let's just fucking stick it out.
and I get it, it's probably been like 10 years plus since he smoked weed, but like, dude, you couldn't tell the difference?
I mean, 12th grade. So I mean, like, I don't think off a first rip he could tell the difference.
He's probably, okay.
And Ethan Hawke isn't 28 in this movie.
Yeah, you think less than 10 years? Like,
Oh, I think over 10.
Over 10
I think
years.
Ethan Hawke, I'd say like 15.
okay.
Yeah.
Still, I mean,
That's,
do you think if you were, like, if...
dude, I haven't smoked weed in fucking over 8 years.
So you don't think you'd be able to tell the
Not
difference?
first rip.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I would be able to tell until I started feeling the effects from it, and I'd be like,
And like hallucinating
I'd
or
be
seeing
like,
in a different color.
I'd be like, this was not weed.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I'd be like, this was
Yeah.
not weed
Well,
at
and-
all. What is this?
And at first he started to question it more, so it makes sense what you're saying. Because at first he was kind of just like out of it, felt like he was just high, and then once he said PCP too, he started realizing, he's like, oh,
He was like, fuck.
I'm dizzy as fuck.
So they pull up to this house, and Denzel says, this is my dog's house. I want to see what he thinks of you. Knocks on the door. It's an older white man in a bathrobe. This guy's fucking pumped to see Denzel. Like,
I love this
he hops
actor,
up and
too.
runs to the door. He's like, what's up, brother? And they hug. He's so happy Denzel's there. Could not be happier. And Denzel's like, all right, what do you get my swerve on? What are you drinking? He goes, oh, the best, brother. $300 a glass shit. And you're like, all right, here we go.
All right, cool. Denzel's got some buddies.
Yeah. The guy pours him a drink. White dude tells Denzel that he heard about Vegas and that the Russians want his ass. But I got your back, brother. Don't worry. So it's like they plan it. It becomes a bigger deal later. But they plant the seed. They're like, first time we hear about it, he's like, I heard about Vegas. Russians want your ass, but I got your back, brother. And Denzel goes, hey, I'll be fine. It's not my city. Whatever. I'll be all right. And then he toasts and says, Braden, back to the world, dog.
Back to the world.
Yeah.
That's some good shit.
So the white dude then looks at Ethan Hawke. He goes, shit, Lonzo, you got yourself a daisy fresh rookie. And then he looks at him and he goes, oh, he's higher than a motherfucker. What'd you give him?
Yeah.
And then Denzel hands him the baggie and he looks at it. He goes, oh, my God. He then asks Ethan Hawke, he goes, where'd you grow up? Ethan goes, North Hollywood. He goes, what's your last name? He goes, Hoyt. And he goes, Hoyt. He goes, strong safety, North Hollywood High. And Ethan Hawke's like, yeah.
How the fuck?
How'd you know that? And Denzel goes, yeah, how the fuck did you know that?
And he's like, oh, I just paid attention to it. Like he was a fan of like high school football.
I always follow the good players.
Yeah, but it's still weird. You're following like good players in high school. I don't know. Like,
Definitely weird.
well, just for like, didn't seem like he was a football connoisseur of any sort. I
mean,
he's dealing drugs and shit.
Drug dealers like football. Are you kidding me?
Well, to be like a connoisseur, where you're knowing like high school players kind of thing.
Dude, Aaron Hernandez hung out with drug dealers and murdered people.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, drug dealers are into football. Drug dealers are fucking into it.
No, yeah,
and like good enough because like I grew up around here, and if someone was like Matt Elam, I'd go fucking strong safety Dwyer High School.
There
like
you go.
boom, went to Florida. Dude, Matt Elam did some shit. He might have killed somebody.
Oh,
Matt Elam, I could be way off.
This would be crazy.
But I'm like, I'm pretty sure Matt Elam did some like we're gonna look this up right now because if I'm wrong, wow,
that would
wow, Matt Elam.
That would be.
Matt Elam.
You'd have to say
Matt Elam jail. I'll just look it up.
Yeah.
Formed larceny, grand theft, larceny, and battery charges.
Yeah, not as bad.
Yeah, no, not murder.
Not murder.
But grand theft, larceny, battery.
Nice.
Matt Elam, baby.
Here we go.
And so this guy knows. Guy takes a phone call, and he goes, Nah, man, it's your mess. You clean it up and stop fucking calling me. Hangs up. You're like, oh.
This guy's about his business.
He then looks at Ethan Hawke and goes, all right, I got a joke for you. There's a snail on this guy's porch, and the guy comes out and sees it. He picks it up, hucks it over his roof. It lands in the backyard, busted shell all to hell, everything. It's just all fucked up.
Fucked up.
And then the snail slowly gets back to health. And after about a year or so, it makes its way back on that porch. And then the next morning, guy comes out and sees that same snail right on his porch. He looks at the snail and says, "The fuck's your problem?" Ethan Hawke laughs.
Yeah, Ethan Hawke laughs a bunch.
Denzel and this guy just stare at him super serious, and Ethan Hawke goes, "That's not funny.
No,
that's not funny." And then Denzel goes, "Why the fuck you laughing then?" And the guy says, "You figure that joke out, you'll figure the streets out."
And if I'm Ethan, I'm going to say instantly, I'm going to be like, dude, I'm drugged.
Nah, you just roll with it. You roll with it, all right?
This piece of shit drugged me.
You got to say what Ethan Hawke says, which, man, I already figured out the streets.
Yeah. There you go.
It's all about smiles and cries. And Denzel goes, "What the smiles and cries? What the fuck you talking about?" And the guy goes, "No, hold on, brother.
I want to hear this.
Smiles and cries."
Okay, I hear you.
Smiles and cries. And the guy goes, "Yeah, you got to control your smiles and cries because that's all you got. And they can't ever take that away from you." And the guy goes, "Smiles and cries. Smiles and cries. All right, I like that." And then takes a drink. And Denzel goes, "All right, so what do you think?" And the guy goes, "Man, you were just like him. Same dumbass look on your face and everything, wanting to save the world." And Denzel goes, "That's some smiles and cries bullshit right there." And Denzel's like, "All right, we gotta roll."
Well, he was like, then he admitted to it, and he was like, "That shit only lasted a week."
Yeah, he's like, "It shit lasted about a week.
And now I'm the big dog."
And he's like, "All right, well, we got to go," and they're leaving. Denzel's like, "What are you getting into tonight?" The guy's like, "I'm going to stay inside, save some cheddar. I'm less than a year away from my dream. Philippine Islands, here I come, and I ain't never coming back." And Denzel goes, "Take me with you." He goes, "You're invited, brother." And they hug, and they go
you're
off.
just like, oh, wow, I wish I had something that they had.
Dude, like, that is fucking... that is
top of
nice.
the world. Yeah.
They're back in the car. Denzel's drinking a beer and driving. Ethan Hawke is passed out. Denzel wakes him up, and Ethan Hawke looks at him and goes, "Who are you?" Denzel goes, "I'm the fucking zigzag man. Who are you?" He goes, "I'm a cop. Watch out." Denzel's like, "Ooh." Denzel tells him to drink a beer. He's like, "You'll feel better. Keep your eyes open, drink a beer. You'll feel a lot better." He's like, "Nah,
I don't want to drink this."
Like, flips the hood, and he's looking out the window. And Ethan Hawke sees a girl being assaulted in an alley, and he freaks out. He's like, "Stop the car. Stop the car." He's like, "Pull the fucking car over." And then Denzel's like, all right, calm down, calm down. Like, starts slowing down, and Ethan Hawke hops out and runs. Goes into the alley, and...
There are two...
No, hold on. Oh. There's one guy assaulting the girl.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke approaches the guy, and there's a second guy hiding.
Yeah. And he attacks Ethan Hawke from behind. And Ethan Hawke is just a champ. I mean, he's just got determination in his fucking eyes.
They fuck him up a little bit.
No, yeah, but
for sure.
But he does, like, he's in a 2-on-1, and he gets the guy in a rear naked choke, and he's just getting beat up by the other dude as he's choking him out. And he's just like, fuck it. I'm gonna take the pain. And he ends up choking the guy out as the guy's just trying to fuck him up. And then he starts beating the shit out of the other guy. And then...
He fucks up these two guys.
He literally chokes out, unconscious, the first dude, and then starts beating the shit out of the other guy. And that's when Denzel is just like...
Denzel's just watching. Like, he walks up real slow. Like, as Denzel's walking up, Ethan's getting the shit beaten out of him. And he's just walking up slow, watching it.
And at first, he just chilled at the alleyway. He starts lighting up a cigarette, just like, my man. Just sitting there, just watching.
That's not what he said.
No, he didn't say that. But that's kind of like how he was kind of like looking at him. Just, you didn't feel like that way?
He said, "My N-word."
No, for sure, yeah.
He does not say "my man" once in this movie.
Yeah.
He says, "My N-word."
Yeah. But but that was like...
Oh, and here's the thing. HBO Max, they are better than Amazon Prime or however I watched Othello. Sure. HBO Max does it with an AH and their subtitles.
Really?
Yeah. Amazon Prime did all of it with an ER.
There you go.
And I was like, ugh, this is fucking
Jesus.
rough.
Yeah. But yeah, Denzel walks up. And
he says great stuff here, so you gotta...
Oh, you take it.
You gotta have it.
Well, no, you take it. I'll...
He says, "My N-word." Go ahead, cowboy. Got some mad squabbles, boy. Ethan Hawke says, "Thanks for helping." And then this girl starts freaking out. And she's like, my cousins are from Hillside 13. Better watch yourself. And he's like, oh, no. Hold on. What are you doing down here? You know this is a bad area. He's like, these guys probably got AIDS and shit. And where'd you say your cousins are from? She said, from Hillside 13. You remember that shit. And he's like, all right. I want you to go home, tell your cousins, get your back. Ethan Hawke's like, nah, I got a question. He's like, don't fucking listen to him. I'm his boss. You go home, tell your cousins, get your back. And Ethan Hawke's like, I need a statement from him. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Ethan Hawke's like, what, we're just cutting these guys loose? And Denzel goes, well, you want to beat them up some more? Go ahead, get down, protect and serve, brother. So good. The guys are both there. Ethan Hawke has one guy in handcuffs, the other guy in zip ties. Denzel's like, all right, go ahead, protect and serve, brother, get down.
And Ethan Hawke's like, these guys should be off the streets.
And Denzel says, you hear that, homie? You want to go to jail? You want to go home? Huh?
And the guy's like,
sup? No, yeah. Denzel says, my partner here wants to go to the booty house.
The booty house.
You ever been to the booty house? We got some space for you. And the guy says,
suck my dick.
Bitch. I know people.
Yeah.
Denzel goes, yeah, that's how it starts. Denzel searches the other. He goes over to the other guy. It's a black guy that said that to Denzel. Denzel goes over to the other white guy, and he's searching him. And he says, all right, where's your horn? Which is a crack stem. I had to research that. I was like, horn? What the fuck's horn?
Yeah,
crack,
there's a
crack
lot
is
of,
amazing.
There's
you guys,
a lot of...
You guys haven't smoked crack yet. What are you waiting for? Go smoke some crack.
Come on.
It is so great. And he's like, I don't have one. And then Denzel finds one and goes, oh, you lied to me. You lied to me. Just like that. So great. You lied to me.
Bro,
He puts the other guy up against the fence and puts a knife to his neck. And the guy's like, like he's freaking out. I was like, oh, scared now, huh? He's like, turn around. And then cuts the zip ties off. And he goes, so you like to rape young girls? Is that your MO? And he goes, no. He's like, yeah, don't fucking lie to me. You like to rape young girls. And he goes, all right. He's like, you told me. Oh, no, he punches him like in the chest. He's like, ah.
In the throat.
In the throat?
Yeah. Hits him in the trachea. And that's it.
He's like, now you told me. He pulls out his guns. Oh, he's got two guns too. He's like rubbing them against each other. He's like, now you told me to suck my dick, bitch. Did you not? And he's like, no. He's like, that's what you said to me. Don't you fucking lie to me. He goes, put your hands on your head. And the guy puts his hands on his head. And Denzel goes, all right, which nut you want? He's pointing the guns down. He's like, which nut you? I'm taking one of them. You can pick. He's like, come on, pick. Guy's like, ah. And then Denzel just hits him with the butt end of his gun.
But it was weird. He put the two guns together and did it. And I'm like, that'd be kind of hard to hold.
Not if you're Denzel.
Yeah, true. That's true.
The guy's down, and Denzel goes, damn, I'm thirsty. I want a beer. How about you? You want a beer? And Ethan Hawke doesn't say a fucking word. Ethan Hawke is like, what the fuck is going on, man?
Yeah.
And
so, little fun fact, dude, he improv that. He was like acting as if he was sharpening knives when he was like messing with the guns and stuff together. That was all Denzel.
Love it.
Yeah, you like that?
So Ethan Hawke, Denzel walks away. Ethan Hawke goes to leave, and the dude who's cuffed on the ground starts talking crazy shit. He's like, yeah, walk away, bitch. I see you around here again. I'm gonna fuck your ass up. And Ethan Hawke turns and sees a wallet on the ground. It's the girl's. He goes and picks it up and goes, she's fucking 14 years old, man. And this guy said, oh, it don't matter. She all woman, though. You text that ass for days. No shame. Fucking no shame in this guy. I love it.
And then Ethan walks away, and I'm like, and I get it. It's like you're kind of showing how good of a guy Ethan is, but Ethan should have knocked his ass the fuck out, bro. Like,
she all woman, though. You could text that ass for days.
Should have knocked his ass out.
Fucking great.
But yeah.
They're back in the car. Ethan Hawke is mad, but not saying anything. Like, you can tell he's angry. He's like looking out the window. He's like, yeah. Denzel offers him a beer and then laughs. He's like, you mad? And Denzel Washington and Ethan Hawke's like, they should be arrested. And Ethan Hawke's like, look, man, we're investigations. Like, we don't deal with garbage people like that, all right? We're high-end investigations. We go for the fucking top dogs that we can get. Let the garbage men deal with the garbage. And Ethan Hawke's like, what about justice? He's like, those guys got beat down. The rock got stolen. Them essays from Hillside gonna come down and smoke them. He goes, oh, so street justice. Denzel goes, what's wrong with street justice? And Ethan Hawke says, so just let the animals kill each other? Denzel says, God willing, fuck them. Or fuck them all and everybody who looks like them. But unfortunately, it don't work that way. The good guys die first. School kids, the moms, the family men. They're the ones who catch the stray bullets in the news.
And like Denzel's
catch the bullets in the noodle.
Yeah.
To protect the sheep, you got to catch the wolf. And it takes a wolf to catch a wolf. Ethan Hawke doesn't get it. He's like, what? He goes, I said you protect the sheep by killing the motherfucking wolf.
And
by killing the motherfucking wolf.
But he's like so right though, dude. Like I'm not even like in all of the essence of everything he just said right there. Like that totally holds up in the real world. Like you're not going to be able to get and beat this crazy competition unless you're able to become like let's say you're trying to kill a fucking billionaire or some shit. You're not going to be able to touch him unless you're a billionaire too. You know what I'm saying? It's like it takes a fucking wolf to attack a wolf.
Takes a wolf to catch a wolf.
Yeah.
And
Kill a wolf.
Ethan Hawke's like, yeah, no, I hear you. He's like, no, you didn't hear me. You were listening, but you didn't hear me. And Ethan Hawke's like, yeah, whatever. He goes, yeah, whatever the fuck ever. That's fucking.
And it's crazy that Ethan is now being so like, just I don't know, backing down, being so like submissive.
But then he doesn't. Ethan Hawke then goes, all right, so I got a question for you. When do we arrest people? Because it seems like you spend a lot of time keeping people out of jail. And that's a bad fucking move. Denzel goes, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, Betty Boop. Which I love that they call him Betty Boop. Betty Boop. He goes, they build jails because of me. Judges have handed out over 15,000 man-years of incarceration based on my investigations, okay? How many felons have you collared?
And he's like, my resume speaks
my
for
resume
itself.
speaks for itself. And he's like, how many felons have you collared? And Ethan Hawke doesn't say anything. Yeah, that's what the fuck I thought.
And then if you're Ethan Hawke, you're like, God damn it! Like, I really don't have shit to say. Like, yeah, I don't agree with anything that this guy's saying, but his success speaks for itself.
Yeah, Denzel's fucking right.
Yeah.
Denzel then reached into his pocket and he's like, here, hands him something. We don't know what it is at first. And then Ethan Hawke goes, look, man, I'm not smoking fucking crack. he's like, I'm drawing the fucking line here. I'm not smoking crack.
Yeah.
And Denzel goes, yeah, no, I'm glad to hear that. Put it in the fucking glove compartment. Yeah. And then he takes out, he's like, put the $60 in there too. We'll use it as like a credit card later. It'll come in handy.
Yeah.
He's keeping the girls her money.
Yeah.
He's keeping the girls' money.
He's always plotting and scheming. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a smart guy.
Yeah. He then says, look, no matter what I say, you did the right thing. That was some incredible shit you did back there. So at least he comes back and he's like, look, like, you just saved a girl from being raped. I'm giving you shit from it because it's not what we do.
And as
but
the viewer...
You saved her from being raped. You could have saved her life.
And as the viewer, I feel like you kind of question even whether or not he's being genuine in that moment. But a big part of me, so as the viewer, is like, I think he is. Like, I think like he did grow up kind of being like wanting to be kind of like how Ethan is being, but then just was so exposed to everything that there's almost like no turning back. And now he has to live this type of way.
Yeah, I fully believe that was genuine.
Yeah.
He's like, look, no matter what bullshit I say to you, you did the right thing back there.
Yeah.
I'll give you shit for it. I'll question it, but good job.
Yeah.
He's like, I noticed you applied that chokehold back there. I thought that was a no-no at the academy. And Ethan Hawke smiles. He's like, I was getting my ass kicked, man. He goes, and you did what you had to do. He's pointing out, like, yeah, like fucking Denzel's like, we can cut corners to do what we got to do.
Yeah.
Like, let's not, like, forget that shit you learned at the academy. Let's just get results out here.
Exactly.
He's like, because they don't give a fuck what the academy says.
But it's so funny,
Those
too.
crackheads were trying to rape that girl.
But it's so funny how quickly Ethan is just, like, able to kind of almost forget that Denzel literally just sat there and watched him. Like, he complained about it a couple times, but...
Just once. Thanks for the help.
Yeah, exactly. But, like...
he's like, you got it?
Yeah, exactly. You think it would be so much more pissed still?
Denzel then starts... He's like, did what you had to do, young wolf. He starts going... He's like, how? Let me hear it, wolf.
And he's like,
ow! He's like, that's a rooster. I said a wolf, not a rooster.
Yeah.
And then he goes, ow, ow, ow! He goes, nah, it's a rooster. And then Ethan's like, man, fuck this. Give me the beer. So I was like, all right. My N-word. Gives him the thing. He goes, you have that magic eye. He said, I'm telling you, you got that magic eye.
And then Ethan leaned in.
Come on, dude. Come on.
I mean, the magic guy. Come on.
You fucking why? And at least commit to that joke. Well, you're gonna try and make this a silly look. Oh, they're being gay. Commit to it.
Okay.
Don't say leaned in for the. Like, come on.
My bad.
In for it all, man. He's got that magic eye. If you up your street IQ, you're gonna do some You're gonna do some damage out here. I promise you that. Ethoc's like, all right, fucking A. They pull up to a corner. Snoop Dogg's in a wheelchair. This is where we get introduced to Snoop Dogg in this movie. He's just wheeling up.
He's on the block.
And he goes, what you need? And Ethok goes, crack. Crack, $20 worth. Snoop Dogg looks in there and goes, smells like bacon. Fuck I look like to you, rookie. And then he wheels off.
Yeah. He starts like running away in his wheelchair, and Denzel just does not give a fuck.
And then Denzel looks, he goes, go get him, Wolf.
Yeah, because Ethan looks at him like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Yeah.
And Ethan's like, fuck. So he follows him through the streets. Snoop's wheeling. And Ethan's like, come on, man, give me a break. Come on, man, stop it.
Come on, bro.
He goes into, Snoop Dogg wheels into a wig store, and there's
Yeah.
women yelling at him in Korean immediately.
Yeah.
The second he gets in that store, like, no, get out of here. Well, just get out of here.
Fucked up. You don't know what. Yeah, you have no
But
idea.
so like they're right. He's going into the back of the store trying to cut
No,
through.
for sure.
Like,
But like the moment he stepped in, they
the
were.
second he didn't step anywhere.
Well, yeah.
moment he wheeled in.
David had to call me on that one.
He stepped. He's paralyzed. They make that very clear. And like the moment he's in there, they start yelling.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke goes in. He dumps him out of the wheelchair, which is a very effective way to deal with someone in a wheelchair. Just get him out. And so he's got him up. He like search him. We see once Snoop gets in the store, we see him. He goes like this.
Yeah.
Like he swallows something. And they go in. So Ethan's got him back in the store. Denzel's in there, and Denzel speaks Korean. He starts, arigato. That's Japanese. Very racist of me. He's telling him, I assume, like, it's all right. We're the police. Just calm down. I assume he's calming him down because they calm down.
Yeah.
And Denzel goes up to Snoop, and he goes, where the rock's at? And Snoop goes, I don't have any. And then Ethan Hawke shows that Snoop had a gun. He's like, I found this on him.
Is
And
that
he
man?
goes, oh, what's that? Go ahead.
So man, that he planted that shit on me.
He's like, yeah, I bet. And then looks at him and goes, where the rock's at? He goes, I told you I don't have any. Your boy already done searched me. And Denzel goes, open your mouth. He goes, what is you, a doctor? He goes, I'm a dentist. Open your mouth. He goes, and he looks.
A lot of dentists took offense to that line.
Absolutely.
Like, oh, I'm not a fucking doctor, you?
And Denzel asked Ethan Hawke, he goes, you got a pen? Like a writing pen? Which I don't know why. That's always stuck with me. Writing pen. Like, always stuck with me.
Well, yeah, what kind of pen is
Yeah,
there? Like,
yeah,
or the
yeah.
other pen is there?
You got a writing pen? He's like, oh, yeah. And then it was one of those, there's a Papermate pen that I didn't know was click style. I've never seen one that looks like this that has a click on it, but
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah.
Because he holds it, and he goes, last chance to tell me where the rock's at. And he goes, I'm clean. And then he clicks it, and he grabs Snoop and shoves the pen down, and Snoop throws up. And he goes, oh, shit, what is this? And Snoop goes, motherfucking crack.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He said, Jimmy Crack Corn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's counting them out. He goes, you got crack and a gun. Sure, you federally fucked now. He goes, you know, with your record, you can get 10 years per bullet. Now, you're going to give me a name of who you're working for. He goes, man, you know I ain't no snitch. And he goes, I know. And then he takes the gun and, like, cocks it so that the bullets...
Yeah.
He gets the clip out, and he goes, there's 10 right there. There's 20.
Man, if
There's 30. We can keep going all day. He's like, fuck. Some N-word named Sandman. That's all I know. And then Denzel goes, Sandman? He goes, yeah, it's the Sandman.
Sandman's, and then Denzel starts to like smile and laugh.
He's
And
like, all right. And then he looks at Ethan Hawke and he goes, you want to collect the evidence? Ethan goes, oh, fuck that.
no, yeah.
He goes, ha, my N-word.
Okay, so this is the one problem I have with this film where it's like He could have just gave any name. If Denzel was so willing just to take any name and just roll with it to where he's now going to go and talk to other people to find out who the Sandman is, he could have technically. I mean, yeah, they're going to pull back up to Snoop, and Snoop knows that, which is why I probably gave him the real name. But
yeah, and of course he could. And like, the thing I like about this movie is it's great and it's under 2 hours.
Yeah.
Had they had like, all right, well, we're going to sit here with you while we call to find out who exactly the Sandman is.
No, yeah, it does make
all
sense.
That
They don't beat around the bush in this movie, which is a
Yeah.
good point, yeah.
And that's, so like, Denzel could have gone back to Snoop, and it's his word against Snoop's.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, Denzel's like, I had him with cracking a gun.
Yeah.
Let's give him the 80 years because he had 8 fucking bullets in there.
And so there's something else I wanted to say, but I don't want to give anything away. So
Denzel Washington, he calls a dude to figure out who the Sandman is. Ethan Hawke's complaining. He's like, what if that guy complains? And Denzel's like, to who? Fucking kidding me? Like,
bro, yeah.
He's like, you can't shove a pen down his throat. What if he complains?
So this guy that sells
Denzel's
crack,
like, he's like, well, he's not going to complain.
it
All
probably
right?
has a history with it, too.
He's like, I promise you, Snoop's not going to
Yeah.
complain.
Yeah.
And the guy gets back to him and gives him an address for the Sandman. It's Kevin Miller, a.k.a. the Sandman. Gives him an address. Denzel's like, all right, I know where that is. Then they go in a hood, and they see some gangbangers chilling on the corner, and Denzel drives real slow and cool past them. And, when they got in Denzel's car earlier, Denzel had Ethan Hawke get a menu off of his windshield and put it in the glove box.
Oh, yeah.
So now they're here. Denzel has a police jacket that he has Ethan Hawke put on. And then he goes, so what are we doing here if the Sandman's not here? And he's like, we're here to service this warrant. And he shows him the menu. And Ethan Hawke's like, come on, man, why don't we just get a real one? He's like, because we're here to get shit done. We're not waiting around for warrants. Let's go. And they go and they knock on the door. They bang. It's like, police, open up. And we hear a woman inside say, Kevin ain't here. He at the Honor Ranch. Which I looked it up. Honor Ranch is a humongous oil field in California. So I guess that's what Kevin Miller, a.k.a. the Sandman, did for work at the Honor Ranch. And so she's like, all right, you got to open up anyways. We got a warrant. And then she opens it, and they storm it. It's Macy Gray, by the way. Macy Gray, the singer.
And she did phenomenal.
I try to say goodbye, and I choke. Try to walk away, and I stumble. Do you not know this?
No.
And I try to hide it. It's clear. My world crumbles when you are not here. You don't know that song?
I don't think so. Maybe it's just, I don't know.
Maybe I don't sound enough like
Yeah,
Macy Gray.
that's what I was going to say.
I mean, Macy Gray, she got some pipes.
Yeah.
So they go in.
This was like her first role.
She crushed it.
Yeah, she crushed it.
Is anybody in the house? She has some of my favorite lines. Is anybody in the house? And she goes, my nephew Dimitri, he 10-year-old. And he's like, all right. He's like, Ethan Hawke, you sit with her. I'm going to go clear the house. And he goes in. He gets Dimitri to come out of the room. He's like, let me see your hands, son. He's like, oh. He's like, all right, we're the good guys. We're not going to hurt you. We're just here to service this warrant. Why don't you come over here and sit with your auntie? He's like, everything's going to be fine, Dimitri. Don't worry. He handles Dimitri very well.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, you sit with these two. I'm gonna begin the search. And then Macy Gray looks at Ethan Hawke, lighting a cigarette. She goes, I want to see that warrant. He goes, what's that? She goes, that warrant. You're supposed to give me a copy. And Ethan Hawke goes, all right, where my partner has it, so he'll give it to you when we're done. She goes, what the fuck's your backup? And he's like, ma'am,
she's super suspicious.
She's like, ma'am, come on, let us do our job. She goes, well, you got the gun, don't you, boss? I love her. She's punk ass, bitch ass, crooked ass cop. Boy, you a rookie. People call him a rookie a lot. And he goes,
well, you could tell that Ethan is like,
come on, give me a break. Denzel, like, we see him discreetly put something. And, like, she goes and gets up. She's like, oh, fuck. And then Ethan Hawke's like, hey, sit down. And she gets up, and she says one of my favorite lines. She says, how the fuck you gonna come up here acting like you paying the rent, motherfucker? So great. She goes, y'all stink. And he's like, ma'am, sit down. She's like, oh, what's she gonna do, shoot me? Dimitri, close your eyes. This punk-ass cop's gonna shoot me!
And right before this, though, too, what's his name? The cop is like, all right, Dimitri, you good? Come on, give me some pound. Dimitri just sits back, crosses his arms, just looks at it. He's like, Oh, good. You're good. You're good. We're cool. It's just like super awkward.
How the fuck you gonna come up in here acting like you paying the rent, motherfucker? I love that line.
Iconic line.
So much. It's not iconic.
It's not, but
nobody ever says that
to us.
There's iconic lines in this movie. That is not one of them, but I love that line.
No, yeah.
That might be my favorite thing said in this movie. Denzel comes out, and he's like, all right, really sorry. We didn't find a goddamn thing. Sorry for wasting your time. Thank you for your cooperation. Let's go. And she goes, I want to see that warrant. Denzel goes, huh? She goes, I want to see that goddamn warrant. And then he hands her the Chinese menu. He's like, let's go. And him and Ethan Hawke leave.
And she looks at it within a split second. She tells it's a fucking menu.
Yeah, and like she goes back to the room to check, and then she's like, he obviously stole it.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, you guys got to give me my motherfucking money right now. You give me that money. And then she yells at the guys on the corner. She's like, what you doing standing over there looking cute? Blast these fools. And Denzel gets in the car, and he's starting it, and he's like, don't you start, motherfuckers.
Oh, and now all of a sudden
he's like saying, he's like, don't even fucking dare shooting at me. He's like, don't you fucking... And then they start shooting. They shoot windows. He's like, God damn. He's like, you're driving. And he gets out. He's got both his pistols. And he just starts pop, 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 pop.
And the way he's holding the gun, one gun is straight, and the second gun is angled to the side. So one's vertical, one's horizontal. And he's just...
And they're all fucking...
And what's funny is he's moving his arms, too. So he's not just, like, aiming and shooting. He's like, bop, 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 bop.
It is so badass.
Yeah, it's so cool.
It's so fucking cool. And, like, he does that, gets in the car, they drive off. They chase after him shooting, but they get out.
The whole hood. I mean, at that point, there was, like, 20 people running down the street with pistols.
Yeah. Denzel was like, don't even fucking do it, guys. Don't you? Oh, they did. They fucked up. They fucked up. They fucked up. Just starts doing it. Now they're driving. Ethan Hawke's not okay with all this. He's like, that was not cool, man. That was not cool. Open fire in a neighborhood? Man, it is open season on misconduct. They will nail us to the wall. He's like, what were we even doing there? And Denzel goes, I was checking for narcotic activity. You know, drugs, guns, baggies. He thought it was cash. He goes, speak on it, son. Love it. He goes, man, she was screaming about money. I don't know. He goes, she was screaming about trying to get us killed. She was talking shit. And then he talks, man, I'm gonna get arrested. I'm gonna be on the news tonight in an orange jumpsuit because of you. And Denzel goes, pull over. And he talks like, on the highway? He's like, yeah, pull the fuck over. And he's like, all right. Pulls over. He listens to him. And then they get out there in front of the car, and Denzel says, now you're in a privileged position to learn a thing or two from me. But if this kind of shit shakes you, you shouldn't be here, all right? He talks about being a wolf. He says a bunch of other shit.
Yeah.
He's like, you know,
giving him a pep
this
talk.
kind of shit shakes you. You can go back to your watch commander, get a nice desk job, you know? Get your rank. And then he pulls up and shows that he has a tattoo that says, death is certain, life is not.
Boom.
Love it.
Boom.
Love it. He says, or go give him a hand. And we see some fucking bitch police officer changing a lady's tire. It would have been great if Ethan Hawke's like, all right. And he goes over, hey, guys, you need a hand with that tire?
Yeah. And
it must be rough. Like,
just so easily able to be like, yeah, I'm good.
All right, I'll go give him a hand. You're right.
Bye.
He doesn't.
No.
He's back in the car with him.
Yeah.
And they go down a street that's it's a cul-de-sac. It's like a big, long cul-de-sac, though.
Yep.
And Ethan Hawke's immediately like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here?
Yeah.
And Denzel's like, oh, you know about this place. Ethan's like, yeah, they say you shouldn't come here with anything less than a platoon. He's like, yeah. Don't ever come down here without me.
And I paused it, and I was like, I actually looked at, like, the overall view of, like, the neighborhood. I thought the neighborhood and the apartment buildings and everything from that angle, that view, looked pretty nice. And everyone was out on the streets mingling. I was honestly like, seems like a pretty...
What's everybody wearing?
I don't know. It was kind of like a wide...
Everyone's wearing red.
Yeah. That's
it's
right.
The street,
white, and red, yeah.
Black and red.
I saw a lot of white, too.
Yeah, so it's clearly Bloods.
Yeah, clearly Bloods, for sure, 100%.
It's a street that's all Bloods.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, don't go down that street.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
But it was kind of odd, because I felt like it didn't look as, like, hood. Like, when you get closer to it, it does, but, like, from that...
pretty hood. It looked pretty hood.
Yeah.
They're playing dice. They're lifting weights in the front yard. There's chicks fucking grabbing each other.
Those shots, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Like, it looked exactly like the street that Ethan Hawke should not go down without Denzel Washington.
And that's what Denzel says.
Yeah.
He's like, man, for your safety, don't ever come here without me.
And he goes, well, what gives you the free pass? And Denzel's like, I treat them fair. And they know I'll tax that ass if they're out of line.
Oh.
There's a dude on a bike next to them. And there's a bunch of pigeons.
It's funny because that guy was just looking straight at Denzel.
He's just looking, riding the bike, just staring him down.
Yeah.
And there is a bunch of pigeons and Terry Crews. Terry Crews doesn't have a line in this movie, and he's in it. And he's just up on a balcony going, I don't understand what it means. Denzel said they're flipping pigeons to let everyone know I'm here. I don't know how you do that, but I'm getting like Terry Crews was setting those pigeons out like, hey man, narcotics officers on the street. Like I don't know how one would go about making that a thing, but Terry Crews does, and Denzel knows what he's doing, but he doesn't care.
Yeah, Terry Crews is the muscle pigeon man. That's what he is in this movie.
You ever see Hey Arnold?
Oh,
Where they got the pigeon man.
Oh yeah,
and the guy, his fucking pigeon's attached to him, and he just flies out.
Yeah,
he's I remember. I'm living forever.
Wasn't that like Wasn't that like the end of the episode 2 or something? And you're like, this is how it goes.
That's how it ended. You're like, what?
Are you fucking kidding me?
He's up really high. There's no way.
Remember that.
You're like, there's no way this is gonna work. That guy's gonna be fucking dead soon.
He like flew off into like the sunset or like the moon set or something, right?
Yeah,
it was like so ridiculous.
He's like, never eat like red berries, and always fly towards the sun or away from the sun. Like it was fucking crazy.
Yeah,
it was fucking insane.
God,
so there's guys playing dice, and it's we pull up the actor's name because I don't have it written down here. Mm-hmm. He's towards the top of the names, the cast list. Want to find a full cast list?
Yeah, there's a way to see it.
Great.
Hold on.
His name's Bone in the movie.
Don't worry, friends. We're gonna see it. We're gonna find it. Bone. Clay Sloan. Clay
Shaheed Sloan.
Yeah.
He's like the leader guy, former Blood. He like does community outreach.
You guys
now.
have seen him before in a couple other things, I think.
I have not. So,
well, one is End of Watch. You've seen that?
Yeah, but I don't remember him from it.
Yeah, I remember him from a couple things.
Is he the guy that fist fights? Not Jake Gyllenhaal, but his partner. He could be the guy that fist fights Jake Gyllenhaal's partner in End of Watch, where he's like talking shit, and he's like, "Why don't we fight? Let's fight right now. If I whoop your ass, you put the cuffs on yourself." That's great. We got to do this fucking movie.
This is a good movie.
End of Watch is a good movie. That's gonna be on the list.
Yeah,
it's gonna be on the list. But it's that dude.
Yeah,
he's a real life Blood.
Mr. Trey.
He's doing there. They're throwing dice, and Denzel walks up. He's like, "What's up, fellas?" And he goes, "Hey, man, I wanted to thank you for that shit you did for my nephew. That was some real shit." Denzel's like, "Yeah, of course." And then then it's super awkward. They're just standing there, and he's like,
he looks at the other people and just like stares them down.
Yeah, he's like, "All right, you better fucking call me." And then he walks through, and they walk up, and Clay Shaheed Sloan goes, "Man, I can't stand that fucking guy. I hate how he comes up in here." So clear, like Denzel thinks like they all like they respect him, they like him, he's their boy, but they're like, he can lay down the law, and they're just like, man, fuck this guy.
Yeah,
like it's just a cop that they tolerate because it's easier than starting shit with him.
Yeah.
Denzel, then they go up. Oh, they pass a chick, and she kind of rubs up on him, and he says, all that jelly and no toast.
Oh, that was great.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know what that means.
I love it.
I love it too.
All that jelly and no toast.
So if anyone does know, please comment below.
All that jelly and no toast.
Yeah. We're kind of rookies here, so.
Denzel knocks on a door, and you hear a lady's voice. She says, "Who is it?" And he says, "Policía, señorita." And she goes, "Papi." And he goes, "Mami." And
they just aggressively start making out.
Well, it is the late, great Ava Mendes who opens the door. If you'll remember from Too Fast, Too Furious, I think she's dead. She's not. She just stopped acting. But it's the late, great Ava Mendes. She stopped acting because of Ryan Gosling.
No, yeah, but even at this time, she didn't want to act anymore because of the way that I don't know. She said she felt bored acting, and she said that all of her roles are kind of gimmicky or something like that, to where this brought back what she felt like was art, and that she was actually creating something that she felt was worth it. But yeah, so this is like
I don't think her character's great in this movie. So it's interesting that's.
But this is what she said brought her back into like the passion of loving acting.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't have like a strong character. You don't see that
No.
like, oh, that must have been very rewarding for her. She literally, Denzel just shows up when he wants to fuck her, and she's raising Denzel's kid.
Wasn't she in Swordfish? Wasn't that right around the same year?
I've never even heard of that movie.
It's a pretty actually good movie too. Yeah, we're
All
gonna
right, add Swordfish to the list.
Yeah.
And Denzel, so he aggressively, him and Eva Mendes make out at the door.
And Ethan Hawke,
And then he's like, fuck. New guy, Jake. And she goes, oh, hi. Very nice to meet you. He goes, hey, hook him up with some food, huh? Like, give him like a whole like, setup thing. She's like, yeah, of course.
And
And
he
like,
smacks her ass. That was improv.
Yeah.
You know, Denzel was improv in that.
And then he just walks into the house like he fucking owns the place. She's got like beads to the hallway. Does that and walks straight back to the bedroom.
Oh yeah.
He's got her son's like playing video games at the TV, and she hands Ethan Hawke the remote and says, "I have cable. You watch whatever you want." And he goes, "Okay." And which would have been great if he was just like, "All right, well, we're turning this shit off, obviously." And he goes, "Hey, buddy, how you doing?" He goes, "Fine."
The kid's weird. The kid's very like distraught. Like
well, we find out why.
no, yeah, but like
the kid would be weird.
yeah.
And she brings him out food, and she goes, "This is all El Salvadorian food." And he goes, "Oh, great, looks great." She goes, "Yeah, so I have to go. He's in the bedroom waiting. I have to go back there and take care of him." He's like, "Yeah, of course." And then she goes back there, and Ethan Hawke just eats. And then we see Ethan Hawke. He's asleep on the couch with the little kid,
just sleeping on him. So sweet. So you know.
Denzel walks out, takes his gun, and just sticks it on Ethan Hawke's leg like that to wake him up. Wakes him and the kid up. They both just look. And then Denzel goes, "All right, we got a meeting at 15. We got to go."
Yeah.
He goes, "All right." And then Denzel sits down and talks to the kid in Spanish. So he calls him Mijo, which means his son. And he says that he's growing. And then he leaves.
Was that like the full translation, basically, kind of thing?
Yeah, the whatever word he kept saying
was just like you're growing.
Growing.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, because so it could, the way he said, could be like, "Oh, you're getting big."
Yeah.
Like that, but it kept saying, "You're growing."
You're growing.
And then he's like, "Bien?" He goes, "Sí." He goes, "All right." And then he leaves. So that's his son. He just shows up and fucks mom whenever he wants. And,
crazy.
And then comes out, he's like, "Hey, you're growing. Bye."
Yeah.
And no hug or anything. Kisses his fingers, touches the kid's forehead, and walks out. And Eva Mendes doesn't look happy.
And to kind of spoil this, we don't see his other sons.
Yeah.
So
that is not one of his 4 sons either.
Oh, it's not?
No, because they say he has it's not. It's not.
Okay.
It's not.
Yeah,
I don't want to say
parenting.
what they say.
Oh, okay.
Eva Mendes doesn't look stoked about what happened there.
Yeah.
They're now at a restaurant to meet with LAPD's finest. As they're walking in, Denzel tells Ethan Hawke, "Don't speak unless spoken to." And Ethan Hawke's like, all right.
So he sits at the table, like, behind the main table.
So he introduced him to everybody. Yeah. Says, "This is Captain Lou Jacobs. You talk to him before you talk to the feds. He'll help you out." He said, "Stan Gursky runs the DA shooting team. Think about him before you pull the trigger, because if you're wrong, he'll snatch your nuts out and use them for dice."
Yeah.
They all laugh.
They all like that one.
He goes, "This is Detective Doug Rosselli. He handles high-value theft cases for the French Poodle crowd. If you lose a Picasso or something, he'll find it or die trying. He's a good man." And he talks like, "All right, well, it's great. It's an honor to meet you guys." Denzel goes, "All right, boom, shoot. Get yourself a baseball stake or something."
He says boom a lot.
Yeah, boom, shoot.
It's always like a command or something. You know, there's always like a reason that he's saying boom.
Found a baseball steak. It's like a cheap fillet, kind of. It's not filet mignon. It's like a sirloin type.
But kind of
It's
bigger
cheaper.
kind of thing.
It's cheaper. It's round like baseball is why they call it a baseball steak.
There you go.
It's a less good, cheaper fillet. Is basically what I found out. The captain tells Denzel Washington, he's like, "I don't know why I'm meeting with you. I don't talk to dead men." And then Denzel says, I ain't dead yet, you fucking asshole. And then he's pouring himself a drink. They have like a bottle of wine.
Yeah.
And he looks at the art guy. And he goes, what happened to you? The feds seized your house or something? He goes, go fuck yourself, Alonzo. The captain's like, tell him your story. And he's like, you tell him if you like it so much. He's like, no, it's your story. Tell him. And he goes, all right. So I've been chasing the serial art thief for months now. And I finally got him. Sentencing was today. And the DA shoot guy goes, it was a lady judge. He goes, yeah, it was Judge Landers. And Denzel goes, oh, I know Landers. She's sharp.
Yeah.
And they all laugh. And he goes, no. All right. And he goes, so before sentencing, the guy got a hold of some peanut butter. And he packed his ass crack full of it.
Full of,
so we get there.
yeah, okay.
Packs his ass crack full with it. As she's about to sentence him, he reaches into his pants and pulls out a hand of extra chunky Jif.
Emphasize that.
He's like, the bailiffs won't go near him. And then he looks the judge straight in the eye, licks his fingers clean. Judge goes, oh my, this poor man is insane. He can't go to prison. Denzel goes, she fell for it. It's like she ordered him to psychiatric. By the time she found out it was sandwich bread, the order had already been put through and he'd been transferred. And they all laugh. They're all like, so it's case closed. And DA's like, he'll do 6 months in the puzzle factory and then he'll be back on the streets. Denzel goes, good for him, though. He deserves his freedom. He beat the system. And the guy goes, I'll tell you what. I'm going to find this guy on the street. And I'm going to do him.
Like fuck him?
Yeah. I want you to take that bait. Do him, like, kill him. And Denzel goes, take his gun away from him. And then everyone gets serious, and Stan says, Alonzo, I heard you had an expensive weekend in Vegas. How could you screw up so badly? And Alonzo's like, no, it's not a problem. Not my city. My city, but I'm handling it. And they're like, the Russians don't care if you're a cop. They'll fucking kill you. He's like, you need to get out of here. He's like, nah, I got it settled. There's cash in an account. And they're like, who? He's like, one of my old ones, my CIs. He's like, it's good for it. He's like, if I'm dead, there'll be no one to keep an eye on him anyways, so
yeah,
might as well just do this now. And he's like, all right, it's your call, but I do not want you to dick this up. I do not want to see you on the front page like these other assholes. It's basically saying, like, there's cops that fuck up and get killed. You're better than them, Lonzo.
Yeah.
You're better than them. You can't be fucking up. Make this happen. And Denzel's like, I will.
Yeah, but we don't know what happened with the Russians or anything. We just kind of find out that this is, like, the case.
We don't. We find out he needs money. The Russians want to kill him. Like, we're finding out a little bit more as we go along.
Yeah.
And Denzel goes, all right, who's driving? And Stan is like, I am, the silver Mercedes. He's like, okay. They go outside. Denzel tells Ethan Hawke to get the car from the valet. And Ethan Hawke goes, yeah, it's the black Monte Carlo. The fucking windows shot out.
I like that.
It was
he
great.
Said it, he said it pretty
His
funny.
timing on it was good. He's like, the fucking windows shot out.
The guy's like already gone. He's just like, fuck me.
Denzel takes out money and puts it in the trunk of the gray Mercedes.
My thing was, how did he open the trunk? The trunk was just like unlocked.
I mean, of course it was.
Because it was kind of planned.
Yeah, they knew they were doing this. And the guy said, that's the car to put it in.
Yeah.
They couldn't, it's locked. And he's got to go back inside. He's like, hey, the trunk's locked.
Yeah, but that's what I was saying.
they can't fucking dick around like that. They got to be ready. Denzel, they get in the car. He's calling his team. He's telling them to get ready. He's like, I need you to get shovels and pickaxes, sign him out as maintenance, and meet at location 1. And Ethan Hawke says, so let me ask you something. How much money was in that? And Denzel goes, 40 G's. And Ethan Hawke goes, what's it for? He goes, you really want to know?
He goes, yeah, man, I really want to know.
Nothing's free in this world, Jake. Not even arrest warrants.
So there you go.
He's like, fuck, I didn't want to know that.
Yeah.
So he paid those guys to make sure he gets the warrant to go do what he's about to do.
Yeah.
What you got to do. Nothing's free in this world.
Exactly.
And guys, daddy's got to go pee-pee.
Me too.
Oh, look at that. Both daddies got to go pee-pee.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're going to take a quick break. But you won't even know we're on a break. We'll just be back. We'll be positioned a little different. But stick around, because there's more training day to come. And we're back.
Look at that.
All right, guys. So we're at team meeting at location 1. Location 1 is a helicopter pad on top of a parking garage.
Yep.
So that is my first location too.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
So it's the team. It's Denzel and his team are meeting there. The team consists of Denzel Washington, Ethan Hawke, Dr. Dre,
Fuck yeah.
the bad guy from the movie Blue Streak with Martin Lawrence, the guy who's him and Martin Lawrence and fucking Dave Chappelle and the dude, what's his fucking name? He's in Deep Blue Sea. Michael Rappaport.
Yeah.
Michael Rappaport, they're all on a team, and he fucking kills Michael Rappaport, and then he turns on Martin Lawrence and Dave Chappelle. And then at the end, he's like, Miles, you son of a bitch. How about you die? And he's pointing a gun, and then Martin Lawrence just turns around real quick and shoots the guy in the chest. That guy.
Yeah.
He's on the team. And then 2 other dudes who I don't recognize them from anything else.
Yeah, neither do I.
Great. When asked what's up, Dre says, shit, I can't call it. I love that answer. I love that answer. There's a video. It's like a news reporter, and they're talking to this guy, and the guy killed somebody with a hatchet, and he's interviewing because the guy, like, there were other witnesses who were like, oh, this guy was trying to murder this lady. And so, like, he ran over and just hatcheted the guy to death. And he's now doing an interview, and he sounds like a fucking burnout kid. He's like, yeah, man, I fucking, like, he was, like, holding that lady down. I was like, well, pow, what pow, what pow, what pow. With the hatchet, and I just fucking, I killed the guy. And they're like, oh, so what's your name? And he says his first name, and they're like, what's your last name? And he's like, nah. Like, he's not giving his last name. They're like, well, how old are you? He goes, shit, I can't call it.
That's a good answer. Yeah.
Love that as shit. I can't call it. That's what Dre says to what's up. And he goes, shit, I can't call it. Been hearing a lot out here on the streets about you, man. You all right? And Denzel's like, yeah, I'm good. And Dre wants to know what the fuck Ethan Hawke's doing there and why he gets to be in on this. And Denzel said, he's a new guy. He's got to have his cherry pop sometime. Might as well be today. Dre says, look, man, stay the fuck out my way. This is just for the big dogs. You understand me?
Love
Again,
it.
I love Dre.
love it.
Dre is so great.
Oh, and yeah, and like honestly, like fucking good acting.
Yeah, it's for the big dogs.
Yeah.
Denzel goes, all right, guys, hey, safety first, all right? This guy gives us shit. Boom. We're giving him lead. Now let's suit up. It's time to punch in. Dre, you're just pumped. Here
Everyone's
we go.
just so cool in this movie.
Here we go. They're now serving the warrant. We see half the guys in position at the back door. Denzel puts his phone up to his ear and like pushes the side button twice. So it goes beep beep. And then they kick in the back door, and at the same time we see them kick in the front door.
Yeah.
And we notice they're at Roger's house. He's the old white man from earlier.
And Roger has no idea what the fuck's going on.
Whoa! And
Well, he's kind of like, who set you guys up to this kind of thing, or like kind of saying he's going to talk to Denzel.
So not yet.
Oh, okay.
Ethan Hawke, they go, hey, new guy, hold him down. He's like, I got it. And he's pointing a gun at Roger. And Roger looks at him and he goes, do you know what you're doing, son?
Yeah.
Like, Roger's like, he's like, this kid doesn't know what he's fucking up right now.
Yeah.
Like, this kid has no idea.
Yeah.
And he has like a small gun in his hand up here, and Dr. Dre goes, drop what you're having by the time I get to 0.
He has it in the newspaper.
Yeah, and 3, 2, 1. He's like, 1. And like drops it.
Yeah.
They grab it. Oh, hold on. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dude, that nose wiggle feels great.
Oh, real itchy nose. Got bugs?
Nope.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm good. No, you're golden.
Okay, anything in the mustache?
No.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, we're good.
Yeah, we're beautiful.
We're good. So he drops it, and then he goes, Lonzo's going to have y'all's ass.
And then Lonzo fucking walks in.
Yeah, walks in and goes, hold on, before that, one of the other guys that isn't Dr. Dre or the guy from Blue Streak or Ethan Hawke, he's holding a gun to the back of Roger's head and goes, give me a fucking reason. Like this team is out of control. He's like, give me a fucking reason. I want to blow your fucking brains all over your living room. Give me a reason. I'm fucking begging you. Give me a reason.
And you can tell Roger has lived this his whole life.
Yeah,
he is so casual, calm, and cool. Like,
and he says, Lonzo's going to have y'all's ass. And Lonzo walks in, He's like, "What's up, Roger?" He goes, "Oh, what's going down, brother?" like super casual. He's like,
Yeah.
"All right, I mean, he's here. What's happening?"
Yeah, he thinks like he's gonna be all fine. Everything's gonna be good. Lonzo's here.
He hands Roger the warrant and he goes, "What am I supposed to do with this? Wipe my ass?" And then he sits down and he goes, "So bad news, dog. Just, you don't mind if I have some of your $300 glass shit, do you?" He's like, No, help yourself. Pours himself a drink.
Takes a sip too, and he's like, like,
He's like,
like I thought it was more like for $300. It's kind of shitty.
"Oh, no.
No,
he
you didn't
takes
you
a
didn't
sip. He's like, "God damn, that's good."
Okay.
It's like that. It's like,
Okay.
it's good shit.
Okay.
Like, still holding up. Like, it's still, hours later, I still love it.
All right.
And he goes, "I met with the wise men today." And, he's like, "Oh, shit, those fucking vampires are after my pension, aren't they?" He's like, No, they just want to tax you a little bit. They won't even notice what's missing. And, I'm there's nothing I can do. I'm just a lowly civil servant. He goes, "Nah, you're their bitch." And you could tell Denzel didn't like that.
Yeah.
You could tell Denzel was very unhappy with that. And he's like, "Look, I got your back, dog. Blah, blah, blah." And he's like, What about me?" He's like, "I promise you're never going to go back to jail. But orders are orders. There's nothing I can do. We just got to take it." And he gets up, and he has guys watching him, and he walks into the kitchen. The guy says, "Who's paying for my floors?"
He said
Denzel
the
says,
city.
"The city." And then he starts feeling around, finds a spot, and he points right here, and a guy starts chainsawing
And I
into
was
the
like,
floor.
is this chainsaw really going to go through this tile? But
Yeah.
it did.
Yeah, it didn't look like strong tile.
Yeah, it went through like butter. It was
Yeah.
going through easy.
And it was like he could tell it was a hollow spot.
Yeah.
He could tell, like, all right, there's something under here. Roger's got to be able to get into that.
Yeah.
And so they cut through it, and then Ethan Hawke's digging, and eventually
Gets to the treasure
hits the
chest.
spot, and he looks up, nods. Another guy hops in. They pull a big box out, and they break the lock off. Denzel goes, 3, 2, 1, flips it open. It's full of cash.
And they're all fucking happy.
Yeah. Holds up one of the things, goes, $250,000. There's over $4 million in this. First day on the job, and you get a $3 million seizure. And Ethan Hawke goes,
He goes, I thought it was 4.
taxation without representation. Nothing free in this world, you lucky first day motherfucker. And he tosses him the
Yeah.
money and says, buy the wife a minivan, put the kids through college.
Yeah.
And Ethan Hawke's like, nah, the only checks I cash say LAPD on them, right?
Right. Looks around and everyone's like, what the fuck?
Blue Street guy goes, man, somebody didn't sleep through ethics, did they? And you're like, oh, shit. And Ethan Hawke's like, he's like, no, like, I'm
Can't
not
do
going to
this,
take this, right?
Right?
Like, he's super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And Denzel goes, all right, it's your first time. I'll hold it for you. And he goes, how about you? You comfortable? The Blue Street guy goes, oh, I'm comfortable. Yes, another guy. He's like, you comfortable? He goes, very comfortable.
Yeah.
He's like, all right. So, like, they throw, like, some money in a bag that they're going to take. They're each taking a cut. And Denzel goes, all right. Nobody touch anything. Evidence. And went, like, to fuck with Ethan Hawke. He is such an asshole. Like,
Yeah.
to fuck with him. Like, hey, nobody touch anything. This is a crime scene. Evidence, all right?
Yeah. Now he's very professional.
Winks at Blue Streak. Like, he's doing it. He's not trying to fool Ethan Hawke into thinking, like, oh, it's all evidence. Like, he's fucking with this kid. Like, this kid takes things too seriously. It's evidence. Don't touch it. Don't fuck it up. It's a crime scene. And then they go into the other room.
The living room
And Roger says, Lonzo, these men know what the fuck they're doing. Like, do you think I'm just going to stand by and let them horse fuck me? And Denzel says, could put you out of your misery.
trying to like act as if it's a joke.
And he
really?
laughs. And then Denzel goes, he sits down across from him. He's like, hey, Ethan Hawke, come here. Come here, sit with me. And he sits down and he says, you know, if you kill somebody in the line of duty, they have to be your slave in the afterlife. And he hands him the shotgun. He says, go ahead, build yourself an army. And he goes, you're serious, huh? He's like, yeah, close the blinds.
So you want me to shoot him?
He's like, yeah, close the blinds, guys.
Which I loved, because then you're still like, from Ethan's perspective, questioning whether or not Denzel's being serious, even as he's saying close the blinds, and all the guys are just immediately.
Roger laughs. He's like, come on, kid, put me out of my misery. And he goes, all right, you want me to shoot him? He's like, yeah.
Yeah.
And he goes, pow! Roger goes, boom.
Now, what did you take from that? I just thought it was a little funny that he never said bang or boom.
Yeah,
He
Roger
said-
did.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But Ethan said pow.
Pow.
It's just kind of funny that, Denzel says boom constantly throughout this, and he never says it.
No. Nor should he.
Nor
He's
should
not
he.
as cool as Denzel. He hasn't
Ex-
earned the fucking right.
That's right.
And then Denzel goes, you're not going to shoot him? He goes, no, I'm not going to shoot him. And then Denzel laughs, like, give me the bitch. Keeps calling it the bitch.
Yeah.
Keeps calling shotgun the bitch.
Hand
I
me
love
that
it.
bitch.
Love it. Hand
Yeah.
me the bitch.
Yeah.
He walks out. He's like, fucking youngster these days.
If
If you want to get shit done, you got to get it done yourself. And then, boom, just fucking blast Roger in the chest.
And he gets like 12 straight to the chest.
Denzel goes, breathe, dog.
Breathe. I love that.
Breathe, dog.
Ugh.
And then he goes out, and Denzel's like, all right, he's dead.
Yeah, he's finished.
He's like, all right, where's his revolver? And they have like the little gun that he had. And he goes over and they plant it in Roger's hand. And he looks at Blue Street guys like, all right, now you're gonna take fire coming through the door. You ready? He's like, yeah, give me a minute. It's like, all right, hit me.
And
And Denzel shoots him in the
or he
vest.
says, kiss me.
Does he say kiss me?
Yeah, he says, kiss
me.
Yeah.
And he shoots him in the vest. He's like, whoa. All right, he's like, all right, you gotta take one more. He's like, all right. All right, I'm ready. He's like, all right, 3, 2, and then he shoots, and it goes through, and he goes, oh!
It's like arms
falls,
numb.
and then pulls. He's got blood all over his hand. And Denzel goes, "What's wrong? Won't go through?" And then the guy goes over. He's like, "Yeah, you fucking shot him. You
fucking shot him."
Like laughing, and he's like, "Call me a fucking ambulance." He's like, "Hey, hold the fuck on, all right? You want to go to jail? Or you want to go home? Now let me quarterback this shit."
Yeah, I love that.
All right, here's the scenario. Let me quarterback this shit. Roger shot Blue Streak, comes through the door. Then the new guy, Ethan Hawke, dropped him with some fine shotgun work. Who shot Roger? And the one guy goes, new guy, came in
New
spraying. Dr. Dre goes, Boot got him. The guy goes, Hoyt. And then Blue Streak goes, yeah, fuck Hoyt. Ambulance time. And he's like, all right, call him an ambulance. So Dre calls the ambulance. So like,
why would you want to put the pressure on the new guy, though? I mean, I guess
he
like
explains it. He explains it.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So Denzel Washington goes over to Ethan Hawke and says, congratulations, you're going to get a Medal of Valor for this. And Ethan Hawke says, I didn't shoot him. He goes, room full of cops says you did. He goes, but I didn't shoot Roger. You did. And then Denzel smiles and goes, a Los Angeles Police Department's narcotics aid officer was killed today serving a high-risk warrant in Echo Park. LAPD spokesperson says the officer is survived by his wife and infant child. You see how this shit goes, Jake? And Jake goes, yeah, I see. And then grabs the gun and fucking flips Denzel on the ground, points the gun in his face, and goes, that is the second time you have pointed the gun at me today. There will not be a third. And Denzel goes, God damn it, Jake, my N-word. Y'all watching this shit?
And everyone,
He's
like,
so
points the
pumped.
gun
They're
at...
freaking out. They're like, oh, well,
They point the gun
do
up and
that.
like, hey, chill.
Denzel's like, hey, guy, put your guns down. Put your guns down. And he goes, he's fine. He's just a quiet boy, and he got a little stirred up in this. But put your guns down. Dre goes, nah, quiet boy first. He goes, no, you put your guns down. That's an order. So they put their guns down. Denzel Washington tells Ethan Hawke, he's like, this is how it works, man. All right, this is how it is here. I'm sorry that I exposed you to this. And then he asks one of the guys, like, where are you transferring to? And the guy says, SIS. He goes, SIS, detective. You give me 18 months, I give you a career. It sounds pretty good. Denzel Washington says...
He's doing the works of the trade. Denzel is just good with words.
And he says, look, Ethan, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. Room full of 5 decorated cops say that you're the shooter. You've been smoking PCP all day. You start saying that crazy shit, I'll make sure your blood goes to the lab. Ethan Hawke goes, you've been planning this all day?
Yeah.
I've been planning it all week, son.
And
It's fucking great.
And everyone else is like, hell yeah. Everyone that works for him is like, fuck yeah. That's why I work for this guy.
He Denzel says, you want to walk your little baby nuts? You want to walk your little baby nuts down the street, and I promise you won't make it to the corner. But if you're cool, you're a hero. You're a virgin shooter above suspicion. Dre says, Denzel, there's 2 more rounds left in Roger's gun. I say we kill this motherfucker and say Roger got him coming through the door. And Denzel's like, nah. I say he's cool, and I say nobody's going to hurt him. But Ethan Hawke, you got a decision to make, because in about 10 seconds, this place is going to be crawling with blue suits, and we hear a siren.
Yeah, we start to hear sirens, yeah.
He goes, so why don't you go outside and clear your head, or shoot me?
What's it gonna be?
And then Ethan Hawke doesn't do it, gives Denzel a gun. Denzel hugs the gun and, like, shakes his head. And then he says, hey, Dre. And then fucking punches Dr. Dre in the face, drops him, and walks off.
Fuck yeah.
Dr. Dre gets up and goes, you're dead, motherfucker! You hear me? You're fucking dead!
You know, Ethan's just got that nice right. I don't know if you guys saw the form.
I mean, he dropped him.
Oh, he dropped
him.
And Dr. Dre's name in the movie is Paul.
Isn't it Paul?
Yeah. Hey, Paul. Pa!
I guess, they couldn't call him Dre.
Yeah, but you think you would give him, like, another name than Paul. I felt like Paul was, like, a little...
What would you call him?
Oh, David, come on. Don't put me on the spot like this.
What name do you want to give him?
I don't know. Maybe Dr. Dre.
Come on. What name would you give him?
Oh, dude. I mean, I would have to go with, like, some ridiculous thing like T-Dot or something.
Who gives a fuck where you from? We murking over here. I catch you slipping. I'ma hit you out your
underwear.
No matter where you from. 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 The second best Palm Beach County-based rapper.
Yeah.
For sure.
But yeah,
T-Dot.
That's a pretty good name, right?
Yeah, I was hoping you would say, like, Jamal or Jerome.
I was like, David,
Jermaine
I can't. Yeah.
I was really hoping you'd pick. Be like, I could call him Tayshaun. I'd be like, yeah, you do.
You piece of shit.
So, it's in the aftermath. Dre's like, we see Blue Street guy getting loaded into an ambulance. Dre.
Keep talking.
We see, where are you going?
Fixing this real quick.
Okay, Braden's fixing that real quick. We see Denzel. He's, like, shaking all of the other team members' hands. And then he's on the phone. He walks over and gets in his car. Ethan Hawke's standing in front of it. And we hear him finishing up a phone call. And he says, just make sure that bathtub's clean, homie. And then looks at Ethan Hawke and, like, bangs on the top. He's like, come in. Get in the fucking car. Let's go. And Ethan Hawke gets in the car, and he finishes up the phone call. Hangs it up and says... It behooves you not to dick around on this. And Ethan Hawke is such a fucking bitch. He's like, what we just did was armed robbery and murder. Oh, we had badges, so it's all right. Denzel's like, wake the fuck up, man. This is what the game is. This is how we get shit done around here. And Ethan Hawke goes, that was your friend, man. He goes, my friend?
Why, because he knew my first name?
Roger sold dope to kids. I watched him operate with impunity for over 10 years, and now I got the motherfucker. I'm playing him. This is how it works, Jake. This shit's chess. It ain't checkers. So great. It's so fucking great.
It's so great.
Denzel, like, has the money. He's like, take the fucking money, Jake. He's like, I don't want it, man. He's like, take it. I don't care. Fucking burn it. Barbecue the shit. But take it. It'll make the other guys feel better. And he's like, fuck the other guys,
I don't care how they fucking feel.
And Denzel goes, you're not making them think you're part of the team, Jake. Goes,
team?
Team? You guys are fucking insane.
Yeah, dude.
He's like, I'll go back to the Valley. I'll cut parking tickets.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
And then he just sits there. He's like, God, like, it can't be like this. And Denzel goes, it is. It is. I'm sorry I exposed you to it. It's an ugly business, but it's necessary, Jake. And Jake's like, man, like, this isn't what fucking being police officers are, blah, blah, blah. I'm a little bitch. And he goes, God, you're just like I was, man. The sooner you can match what's going on up here with the real world, the better you will feel. And Denzel Washington tells Ethan Hawke, he's like, look, man, you're a leader. All right? You can have my job down the line, all right? My other guys are good. My team's good, but they're not leaders. You are, Jake. He's like, this is how shit done. You got to get dirty. You got to fucking roll around in the mud. And if you want to change shit, you got to do it from the inside, Jake.
So, little fun fact: preparing for this role, Ethan Hawke actually rode around with an LAPD officer, and basically got an experience of kind of what Denzel is talking about here, like the reality of this type of line of work. And the LAPD officer that he was following had a drug bust, and he used some of the drugs that he busted to make other illegal deals to like pay off someone else. That like basically doing what Denzel's doing. Like he was setting up some type of detective work. What, you think I'm full of shit?
He did this with Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, and that's what I swear.
That's fucking insane.
And Ethan Hawke apparently spoke about it. Like, yeah, I was doing this, and the guy, was doing, and he was trying to say like in essence that it was like for kind of like the greater good, but like yeah, like he took drugs from a bust and then used it to like create other, I don't know, avenues of detective work.
Like he was selling them?
Yeah, that's like
giving them out to people, like
kind of like how when Denzel took the crack and the $60 and he was like, "We'll use it as like a credit card." It was like that same premise. Yeah, and I swear that it was pretty brief, but yeah, that's what they said that Ethan said in like an interview.
I mean, you imagine if you're gonna have Ethan Hawke ride around
That's
with
exactly
you.
what I was thinking when
like
I was
you're
reading it.
fucking up and up.
I was like
everything is by the book, and you're like, no, this is what I do every day, sir.
And trust me, I completely agree with you. I was thinking the entire time I was reading, I was like, how the fuck is this real? Like, why would this cop expose himself to a famous actor?
Yeah.
Maybe just to show that, cops are crooked to do the right thing or something, but still.
But sure, Ethan Hawke didn't give his name, but the fucking police lieutenant knows who Ethan Hawke rode around with. It's not like that was just on the side and they didn't know.
So Ethan basically probably fucked over this guy.
Yeah, everyone everyone in the fucking department knows who Ethan Hawke rode around with.
Yeah. So even if it was years later, an interview years later, so I'm like, yeah, that's still going to catch up with that dude, and he's probably fucked now because of it. So good job, Ethan.
No, fuck Ethan Hawke, you fucking snitch ass little bitch.
Boom,
fuck you.
Apparently didn't learn.
You little snitch ass, bitch ass, crooked ass cop. You a rookie.
Yeah.
How the hell you gonna come up here acting like you paying the rent, motherfucker? I won't see that warrant. Dimitri, close your eyes. This punk ass cop's gonna shoot me.
She was amazing.
She was so fucking good.
Macy Gray.
I won't see that warrant. Denzel says, I'm going to have you talk to my man Stan down at the station, and he'll walk you through exactly what your statement needs to be.
Yeah.
We're now they pull up to a house. Denzel says, an informant of his who's locked up, he's serving time up in Chino. He's like, I take care of the family, I bring him some shit, make sure they're all right. Because believe it or not, I try to do some good in the community. And they go into his trunk and they pull out. He has a CD player and a blender that they're bringing in there.
Nice.
And there's it's a clearly Hispanic gang neighborhood. There's some Hispanic gang members out there. Which watching this scene made me want to do. We're gonna do End of Watch at some point.
Oh yeah.
We'll give a little space in between Training Day and End of Watch because this
is definitely one of my favorite scenes of this movie.
Yeah, but I love it just reminded me of End of Watch when they break up the party.
Yep.
And there's the one Spanish chick. He's like, you don't want to be with him. You want to come over here with this pussy. Like, you're like, oh, my God.
Jesus.
But a guy says, you know where you're at, fool? And just stare down Denzel. And Denzel just keeps walking. Ethan Hawke keeps walking behind him. Knock on the door. A little girl answers. And Denzel says, we got some things for the family. And she says, okay. And closes the door and walks away. Then Cliff Curtis is the actor's name. He comes out, and he lets them in. They follow Denzel and Cliff Curtis. They walk to the kitchen. Ethan Hawke's following them. When Ethan Hawke gets to the kitchen, Denzel says, all right, I'm going to hit the head, and then we'll roll. Cliff Curtis opens up the fucking CD player and the blender, and there's cash in it. And he calls his bitch in and tells her to count it because he doesn't know how to count.
Apparently.
Which is great. She's like, oh, thanks a lot, I was doing things. And he goes, just count the fucking money. She's like, yeah, why don't you learn to count, chulo? It's fun little...
Yeah.
At the table, there's two guys playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
One of them is the guy from the movie Bruce Almighty, who Jim Carrey had the monkey come out of his ass.
Yeah.
The other, Braden hasn't watched this fucking show.
Nope.
It's Tuco Salamanca. from Breaking Bad.
And
Dude, nothing else that he was in matters. Don't even fucking say it. Tuco Salamanca is the greatest character in television history. I was not going to keep watching Breaking Bad. I watched like 3 episodes, and my roommate at the time said, David, you have to watch episode 4. You will fucking love episode 4. That's what will make you keep watching. And we meet Tuco in episode 4, and I was like, this is fucking great. Tuco has like a big blade. He's snorting meth off of it. He's
you're like,
crazy.
I'm not stopping now.
He's fucking crazy. He's screaming at everybody. He's like, ha ha, you crazy old fucking man. Like, it's like he's so fucking great. He's just like that in this movie.
Yeah. And he was still good. I just felt like it was a little bit more of the, even though I love this scene, I felt like it was a little forced. And obviously that's his character, but not him. I'm saying more of like the writing. I felt like the writing didn't give much reason sometimes for his outbursts.
And neither did the writing in Breaking Bad.
But he still did great. Yeah.
I think that is what this actor is like in his regular life, because
and you don't think it was even written like that way?
He is exactly the same in Breaking Bad as he is in this movie.
But you think it was maybe written slightly different? He just portrayed it like that?
I don't think they wrote a fucking word. I think he just showed up and was like, I'll figure it out, whatever.
Yeah, I got
it. Let's go. I'm playing cards. We'll go from there.
Tony was like, all right.
They have Ethan Hawke sit down and play cards with him. He's like, oh, no, we're gonna be rolling in a second. And Cliff Curtis goes, Lonzo's taking a shit. Sit down and play with us. He's like, all right. So he sits down. Monkey ass says, how long you been a pig? I mean, how long you been a cop? And Ethan Hawke says, I've been a pig 19 months. He goes, how you like? He says, should have been a fireman. I need one more. Like, he's playing the card.
Yeah.
Like, he's just like very casual with it. They're playing 5-card draw.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke has 3 of a kind, 3 jacks. And Tuca goes, oh, I got super!
And just immediately starts racking in the shit.
He's like, yeah! And Ethan Hawke's just kind of sitting there. And they go, what are you talking about? Well, what am I talking about? I got super! And then Cliff Curtis goes, 3 of a kind beats 2 pair, you dumb truck. Calls him a dumb truck. And he goes, serio? And they go, yeah, serio.
It's so funny how it took
So
like 2, 3
great.
people basically to break down to this guy that he lost.
Like, I got super!
So hyped.
Love it.
Yeah.
Cliff Curtis's phone beeps. And he looks at it. Monkey ass says, hey, let me see your gun, I say. And he's like,
well, he's very hesitant at first.
He's like, what kind of gun is that? He's like a Beretta standard issue. He goes, oh, kind of like this one.
He's like, exactly.
And he pulls it. He's like, yeah, exactly like that one. He goes, yeah, but here's the thing. I've seen this one. I want to see yours, I say. And then he takes out the clip.
He finally comes
table,
around to it, yeah.
Catches the bullet, and then shows it to him. He's like, oh, man, this is nice. You know, when you hold it, you do it like this. And he's like pointing it at him. He goes, nah, I'm fucking with you. And then he puts it down. Cliff Curtis grabbed the clip, and he walks over to the sink. And Ethan Hawke stands up, and he's like, all right, we got to get going. Lonzo, let's go. And he has the gun back, and then Cliff Curtis tosses the clip over to Monkey Ass Guy. And he's like, we got to go. And he's like, look out the window, man. There's nothing out there for you. And then he looks out and sees that Denzel Washington's car is
just
gone.
Yeah.
And Monkey Ass says, you know, man, if you ask me, and that's just, if you ask me, I'd say that Lonzo played you for a fool, I say. And Ethan Hawke's like, oh, fuck. Fuck am I going to do?
Yeah.
And, he goes to, head out. He's like, I need to get out of here. And Cliff Curtis, grabs him, hey, where you going? It's your deal, I say. And you get him to sit down, and they're going to keep fucking playing cards. He's like, your time to deal. And he's like, shuffling. Just like, I guess I'm fucking the dealer now. Fuck am I going to do? And Cliff Curtis tells Ethan Hawke, he goes, we find out about Denzel Washington here. He's like, last week, Denzel Washington was in Vegas. He says, oh, they're talking about how much they're like, Alonzo's so, he's he's a dirty cop. And Monkey Eye's like, he's ruthless, but I like that shit. That's what I like about him, Vato. And Cliff Curtis goes, yeah, he's a hothead, though. Last week in Vegas, there's some Russian running his mouth, and Lonzo just snapped. Beat him to death, Holmes. But turns out that Russian
was somebody.
He's a somebody. The Russians gave him until the Russians said they want $1 million or he'll be dead. Nobody thought he could come up with that much cash that quick. But he pulled it off, essay. And then a guy at the table, Tuco, goes, "Who'd he jack?" And Ethan Hawke goes, "I don't know, man." And Cliff Curtis goes, "Nah, he jacked Roger, essay."
He just knows
Like,
exactly
all right.
what's going on.
He's like, and if he doesn't turn up downtown at midnight with $1 million and not a minute after, they're going to smoke him.
Now, can you imagine showing up a minute after
Oh,
midnight?
no, sorry. He did not say they're going to smoke him. He said, "Woo, yo vato, he's dead, Holmes. Woo, yo vato, he's dead."
So he's trying to say right now Denzel's already dead.
Well, he's got the $1 million.
Yeah.
He pulled it off.
Yeah.
He would be dead.
Oh, okay.
If he didn't. He's saying if he doesn't show up at midnight, not a minute after, he's dead. And then Monkey Ass just completely changes it. He goes, "Hey, let me ask you something, pig. You ever had your shit pushed in?" He goes, "Your shit pushed in?" It's a question. He goes, "I've had my shit pushed in." It's like, "How about you, Tuco?" And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I've had my shit pushed in, bro." "What about you, Smiley?" That's Cliff Curtis. Cliff Curtis' name's Smiley.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Oh, yeah, I'm always giving up love for the homies." And then, like, Ethan Hawke's like, "All right, well, this is not going to progress well for me. like, I got to do something. This doesn't go from us talking about this to where they're like, all right, man, well, here's your gun. Have a nice night."
Yeah.
So he fucking stands up, throws the deck of cards.
He flips the fucking table.
Flips the table. Punches Cliff Curtis and then tries to run. Monkey Ass comes up behind the bottle, hits him, and now he's down.
And I love when they hit him with the bottle and the bottle breaks. It's not like some bullshit kind of scene in a movie where it's just like nothing happens. Like, no, he's got a gash on his fucking head. He's bleeding from his skull. Like,
it looks
make
like
it
real,
legit.
yeah, real life. If you get hit with a fucking bottle, there's a pistol whip at a point in this movie that's not realistic.
Yeah, you're right.
But this is very
Yeah,
realistic.
small details like that add a bunch.
Yeah. Cliff Curtis, then he's down on the ground. His girlfriend goes, "Oh, you guys fucked him up, eh?"
Eh?
And he goes, "Get the girls and go next door. Let's go. All of you, get the fuck out." And they get him out of there. And he's fucking looking cool. He's like squatting but leaned up against the wall. And he grabs the handcuffs that Ethan Hawke has and starts cuffing him. And he says, "You're under arrest, bitch, for being a hoodoo cop and dogging me in the mouth in my own pad." And he like cuffs him. And then he bitch slaps him. He goes, "You have the right to be slapped like a bitch."
Yeah.
Drag his ass to the tub.
Yeah.
And then they start dragging him through the hall, and he's cuffed, and he's like, "No! No!" Like, this is worst case scenario.
Good, just even the angle that the camera's at, it's just helping soak up the way that Ethan Hawke feels.
So great.
Yeah.
He's like sticking his head, like trying to catch the corner to not go into the bathroom, but they get him.
Yeah.
As they get him into the tub and they turn the water on, and Cliff Curtis comes in. He has the shotgun pressed up against Ethan Hawke's face. And Ass Monkey goes, "Oh, hold on, I want to get his wallet first." And he pulls the wallet out of Ethan Hawke's thing and starts going through it. And he goes,
But right before he says that, he's like, "Any last prayers?"
"No, not yet.
No?
Not yet. No."
Oh, I thought it was right before he
Nope.
said. Okay.
And then he goes, "Oh, shit, bro. Smiley, check this out. Isn't this your little cousin?" And he looks at it. It's the girl's wallet from earlier. And he looks at it and he goes, "Where the fuck did you get this?" And he's like, fuck, I found it. I found it in, and what, he names a park. He's like, "I found it in whatever park, man." And he goes, "Fucking kidding me." And then he sticks the gun closer. He's like, "If you're religious, get your last prayer in."
Yeah.
That's when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
And Ethan Hawke, because he's nervous, he doesn't know how to explain it at first. He's like, I fucking found it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Why does it matter?
He thought it was going to get him like more in trouble at first.
And he goes, no, dude, shoes. Then it's super intense. You're like, oh shit, they're going to get him. And then Ethan Hawke explains what really happened. He's like, "Yeah, she was being raped. She was being raped by 2 crackheads, and I fucking saved her." He's like, "Don't you lie to me." And he's like, I'm not lying. It's so fucking intense.
And he's like, "Okay, Holmes."
Ass Monkey's like, shoot him, Smiley." Tuco goes, he's so calm. He just goes,
"Okay, Holmes."
No,
Holmes.
Tuco is super calm, and he goes,
Oh, I meant Smiley.
"Oh, fucking, what the fuck's he saying now? You fucked with me, Braden."
No, Tuco.
Stop, because I'm gonna get it. He says, Holmes. He goes, looks at him, and goes, "Smoke him, Holmes. Just like that. Like, they're screaming and stuff. He is so calm. He just goes, smoke him, Holmes. No, smoke him, I say.
Yeah.
Super calm. Like, just fucking kill the guy. What are we
Isn't
doing
it because he wanted to see, too?
Yeah, he wants to see
Yeah.
his fucking head get blown off with a shotgun. Ethan Hawke is screaming, I have a little girl. And he goes, okay. We're going to get to the bottom of your fucking bullshit. And he pulls
That's my
up his
cousin,
phone.
Holmes.
That's my cousin, Holmes. And he calls, and we see the girl from earlier answer the phone. She's like, oh, what's up, Smiley? She's like, you want to talk to Tony? He's like, no, I want to talk to you.
And she's pretty chill for almost being raped earlier.
And he's like, so did you go to school today? She's like, yep, uh-huh. He goes, you didn't ditch? She goes, no, I went to every class. He goes, well, that's not what I heard. She's like, nuh-uh. He goes, the cops talked to you today? She's like, no, the cops didn't talk to me. He's like, come on, don't bullshit me. What happened? She's like, okay, I was going to this ditch party. Oh, man. She said she wasn't in school earlier and she was going to a ditch party, and Denzel Washington said you almost became a part of the ditch party.
Yeah.
Like them raping you was going to be the ditch party.
Yeah.
She's like, I was going to this ditch party, and these two crackheads attacked me in an alley, and I think they were going to, like, rape me or something. But then this cop showed up, and he goes, this cop, what do he look like? And she goes, he was a white boy. He was young, and, you know, they whooped his ass, but he fucking dropped him like that. And he's like, all right. He's like, hey, we're gonna talk more about this later, which is fun because that's like, you're going to give me some details on these crackheads.
And I'm going to go fucking kill him.
Because we're going to go fuck them up.
Yeah, which is awesome. Yeah.
And then he hangs
up. So there is some street justice, you know?
Yeah. Hangs up the phone and goes, he's telling the truth. And Tuco goes, oh, that's some trippy-ass shit, Holmes.
Yeah, bro, like,
so great.
Yeah.
They fucking, they pull Ethan Hawke up. He gets a towel. He's like, don't bleed all over my floor. They uncuff him. And he goes, thanks for having my cousin's back. He goes, you know this shit was just business, right? And then, like, Ethan Hawke doesn't say anything.
Yeah.
And he looks at him and goes, right? And Ethan Hawke goes, yeah. Because, like...
What else are you going to...
Because him not saying right was going to be like, all right, well, I have to kill you then. Even if you have my cousin's back, I can't let a cop leave and be like, I'm going to fucking get these guys. They can't do that to me. I'm a fucking police officer. Let's see Ethan Hawke on a city bus. It's maybe the only part in this movie I don't like.
Let me tell you why this is coincidentally funny.
He's on a city... I'm going to say what happened first. Does that fuck up you saying what's coincidentally funny?
It's just something that has to a little bit deal with the bus, but say what happened first.
So he's on a bus, and we see it's just him on the bus, and we see him hold the gun up like this and put the clip in it. Bus driver wouldn't be stoked about that. He'd be like, oh, fuck, man, what are you doing? Like, he might pull over and get out thinking, oh, this guy's about to kill me.
Yeah.
For sure.
No, for sure. Like,
be like, oh, this isn't
no
good.
point of bringing the gun up that high.
And, like, the bus driver be
There's
like,
no
oh,
one
my
else on the
God,
bus.
like, fucking hop out, get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
He's like, it's just me and him.
Yeah.
It's never good when the one other person
This
on
guy's
the bus
got
loads
cuts on his
gun.
face and bloody and
Oh,
shit.
he's covered in blood.
Yeah. Like, come on. You're freaking out. Yeah. But so we're on the bus. And if there was one other actor that could play Jake, other than Matt Damon and obviously Ethan Hawke, not who would be the other person to play, but who do you think they would want to fill that character with? Like, what other actor, just celebrity, anyone, do you think they would fill that role with?
Just the fact that you're saying on the bus makes me think Keanu Reeves, because my mind immediately goes to Speed.
Close, but I don't want to say close, but good. But yes, it is slightly coincidental. Eminem. There's so many times where he rode the bus in 8 Mile and stuff.
And he's writing Lose Yourself.
Yeah. They were really thinking about having Eminem.
Thank God it wasn't.
Thank God, dude. Like that.
I love Eminem, but it wouldn't
have added
It's the same thing with Matt Damon. Like, it becomes an Eminem movie because you're like, oh, it's fucking Eminem playing a cop.
Exactly. And
Fuck's
Ethan
that all
is so good at just being the way that this character is. You know, like
Ethan Hawke, like, he's the protagonist, and it was written for him to be the main character. But Ethan Hawke had to have realized on the set, holy shit, Denzel's character is so fucking good. I have to take a backseat.
Exactly, and I can't try to do more with this character, the lines or anything. I literally have to do less.
This movie's going to be amazing. Just let Denzel take the lead on all of our scenes.
And that's why it's so good, bro. Ethan played it perfectly, bro.
He really did.
Yeah.
So he gets dropped off, and he's walking down that dangerous street from before, where Denzel said, "Don't ever come down here." The cul-de-sac.
Fuck.
He's walking just the middle of the road,
and everyone's
watching him. We hear guns cocking on roofs, and the guy says, "You're in the wrong neighborhood, rookie." And you see that
they call him rookie.
Yeah. It's so great. Yeah. Everyone calls him fucking rookie.
Everyone knows he's a rookie. Everyone refers to him as a rookie, and he's holding a gun. And one of the guys is like, "They ain't gonna help you here, boy."
Yeah. What? He says, "You lost, motherfucker! You lost!" You hear people screaming that, like, it's so great.
Yeah.
He just keeps walking. He walks through all that shit.
Oh, and one of the first things he sees when he enters the neighborhood is two people on top of the roof with guns, like rifles,
like pointing at him,
as if this was like back during like the riots. And there was, like, people trying to protect their businesses, and they're on top of the roofs with guns and shit.
Protecting their neighborhood. What's this fucking white boy want?
Yeah. It's like, who chills on the roof, like, ready like that with guns?
He gets to the gate with Clay Shahid Sloan and Terry Crews and another guy. And
they're confused.
Clay Shahid Sloan says, "You got business here?" And he goes, "I'm here for Lonzo." Shahid, like, you can tell he's like, all right, and like steps out of his way.
Yeah.
He's like, let's fucking see how this plays out.
Yeah,
here for, like, he's covered in blood. He's holding a gun. He's here for Lonzo. Let's fucking two cops. Let's fucking ball. Let's see.
Well, it's great too because you get to see these guys who respectfully help run this neighborhood. They're head honchos, and they've seen some crazy shit. And the fact that this white boy is pulling up in blood, like, it's just kind of funny. I love the way they played it because you kind of get like, they're like, damn. This white boy crazy, bro. Like,
and they're like, whatever. Like,
yeah, he's almost doing us a favor.
He's a cop. He's clearly not here to make sure Lonzo's okay.
Yeah.
Like, let's fucking see what happens.
Win-win.
A cop is going to die tonight.
Yeah.
Win-win. Awesome! Let it fucking happen.
Yeah.
Ethan Hawke goes up to the Eva Mendez's apartment, and he throws little pebbles. He sees the kid watching TV, and he throws little pebbles at the window, and the kid sees him. And gets attention to go get the door. And Ethan Hawke, like, at first, like, he crouches down.
Because he doesn't know, you know?
Like, in case fucking Denzel just, boom.
Yeah.
Watching, and he sees just a kid, and he pulls the gun back. He's like, hey, buddy. Hey, can I come on in? And he's like, yes. And he lets him in.
He's like, your dad here?
And he goes, your dad here? He goes, in the bedroom. He's like, should I get my mom? And he's like, no, it's okay, it's okay. You know what I want you to do? I want you to hide real quick. Where's your favorite hiding spot? He goes, in the closet. And he's like, oh, it's a good hiding spot. He opens it up. He's like, all right, can you sit down in there? He's like, great, buddy, great. All right, now, I want you to be very quiet, and I'll be back, okay? He goes, okay. And then he closes the door, and he walks down the hallway, and he can hear Eva Mendes and Denzel in the one room. So he kicks the door open, and he's pointing the gun at Denzel, and we get to see the late, great Eva Mendes' tit.
And a little bit of bush action.
Do we see a little bush?
I swear to God, we see some bush action.
I caught the tit, and I was like, man, she showed her tits in this movie.
Eva Mendes was full naked.
But, like, she doesn't, like, flash the tits. Like, we see it quickly, and she covers up because she's like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we see her tits, and I'm like,
There's
okay.
a time when she gets out the bed, and she's... But, like, and the thing is, it's not focused on her, so you don't see it, really, but you kind of see it.
Ethan Hawke tells Denzel Washington, he goes, Denzel's holding money in his hands. And he goes, put the money in the bag, put your weapons inside that pillowcase. And Denzel,
God damn it,
claps the money together. He goes, congratulations, you made it. You're in. You're a narc. Now just put your gun down before you give my girl a heart attack. Fucking great on his fucking feet thinking.
Yeah. So
quick. You fucking passed the test. Good job. You're in.
Yeah.
And Ethan Hawke repeats himself. He goes, put the money in the bag, put your weapons inside that pillowcase. You're not making your appointment with the Russians. Denzel goes, all right, baby, give me the pillowcase. He goes, hey, give me the pillowcase. He yells at her. You're like, oh, that's mean. Why are you going to yell at her? And he puts his guns in there. And Ethan says, I'll take the one on your ankle, too. He goes, "Do you want the one in my back pocket as well?" He goes, "Yeah, I'll take that one." And he puts it in. He goes, "Look, Jake, it's not what you know, it's what you can prove. You've been smoking that dust all day. You're the one who ran out like a crazy person, and you're the one who shot Roger."
Boom.
Ethan Hawke asked Denzel Washington, he's like, "Put the guns in there." And he goes, "What can you prove, huh? Got no evidence. You got no witnesses. Where's your evidence, Jake?" And he goes, "Right there's my evidence." And he points to the money. And when he does that, Denzel throws a cigarette in his face.
Yeah.
He's like holding the pillowcase full of weapons, full of guns.
Yeah, I think he went to grab it. I think he grabbed it, and the moment he grabbed it, I think he flicked it.
But he also got Jake to like point, like look the other way.
Yeah.
And he flicks it like in his eyes. Jake's like, "Ah!" And then he jumps down, and Jake just like fucking opens fire in the room like a lunatic.
Yeah.
He too easily could have murdered Eva Mendes in this scene. He didn't, but he too easily could have. And then he gets out of the room because he knows, like, oh shit, he's got a plan.
And Denzel drops to the floor. There's a shotgun hanging underneath the bed, and almost
he was fucking ready for this.
Yeah, he was so close.
He
to taking
planned on this happening.
Yeah, Ethan dives out he was at the doorway, already outside the room, but had to dive out the way because he shoots basically right at the doorway. And now Ethan runs to the kitchen. And bro, like Denzel just like there's no limit to this guy's character. He is just so in it. Like even like him in the character, he thinks like, oh, my character's thinking at this point when all shit has hit the fan, I'm still in it. I'm still the same guy. Like he doesn't change a beat for a second.
He says, "Oh, it's on now, Jake. Where you at?" And then says, oh, where has my little Jake gone? Oh, where could he be? That wasn't written down.
No,
that was not written down.
And it's like, the director's like, I love it.
He's like, I'm going to sing a little kid song. Oh, where could he be? He had fucking multiple parts of that song. Like, it's fucking insane. Oh, where could my little Jake gone? He could have stopped there, and it still would have been great. And then he's like, oh, where could he be?
As if we're like,
guys, of course he won an Oscar for this movie. He's so fucking good. It's amazing. And he's not done.
He's like the Willy Wonka of the hood.
Guys, the rest of the movie, he is the greatest thing in the world for the rest of this fucking movie. I've written down, there's just so many quotes. Ethan Hawke kind of like pokes up to see if he can get it. He goes, I see you. And Jet shoots and he drops back down. He goes, whoosh. He's blowing the smoke from the shotgun. And he goes, I'm surgical with this bitch, Jake.
Yeah, I love it.
How do you want it, dog? Closed casket? Remember that fool in the wheelchair? How you think he got there? I don't think that was written either.
So obviously we learned that he had shot Snoop Dogg.
He paralyzed Snoop Dogg.
Yeah.
How you think he got there? The kid comes out. He goes, Mommy. And he goes, oh, and like Ethan Hawke's like, oh, fuck, you shouldn't be out here, kid. And Denzel goes, oh, shit, you seeing this, Jake? You see what I see? Officer Hoyt. Job number 1, preserve life. There's my son. Don't hurt my son. Mijo. We're walking out here together, mijo. And then Jake goes, no, mijo.
Yeah.
The whitest thing, mijo.
They're trying to like call the kid over when they're literally in. And so I was going to ask you in the beginning, I didn't want to cut you off. Do you think what Ethan did was smart with the kid? Do you think that you would be like,
go hide in the closet?
Yeah.
Yeah, what else would he have done?
Yeah, I agree with you to a degree. The only other thing I could think is maybe have him wait outside. But then it's like, no.
It's not a safe neighborhood.
Yeah, exactly.
You don't want him just
so
out there. Yeah. Denzel starts talking Spanish to him, and Jake kind of, he like rolls, takes a couple shots, so Denzel has to like duck, and then runs out, grabs the kid. Yeah, gets the kid in the living room.
There's just like a hallway, and it's like the kitchen and the living room on both sides of the hallway. So he went from one side to the other. We hear
he's checking on the kid. He's like, are you right, buddy? Are you hit? Anything like that? Blah, blah, blah. You fine? And then we hear Denzel scream, shut the fuck up, bitch! And then Eva Mendes comes running down the hallway.
And Ethan almost fucking shot her.
He's like, come through here. Where is he? He's like, she says it in Spanish. And it says, the window, the bedroom window. So he goes.
And he's like, be with your son.
Yeah. Ethan goes out looking for him.
Oh, and so he goes out looking for him. He looks out the window and notices that he climbed up on the roof from the window. And he goes after him. And I'm like, dude, this is the worst time to get popped, bro.
He's too emotional.
Yeah.
He's too emotional. He's following him. There's all the pigeons are on the roof, and he's looking, and he can't see him. And then he sees Denzel, like, it's like a building on top of the building with a bunch of pigeons in it.
Yeah,
and
it's
just kind of catches Denzel run past that building. Denzel runs and jumps onto a balcony of another building, and Ethan Hawke's like, "Oh, I'm probably that athletic too," and he way isn't. He fucking hits it. And slides.
So
He's like,
funny.
And then like has to like fight to get his way up there. And
White man can't jump.
I mean, absolutely. By the time he finally gets across, Denzel's just waiting for him, just starts fucking him up, holds his gun out and like empties the clip so he doesn't have any bullets
But
left.
it makes no sense. It's like he could have killed him right there. He could have killed him right there.
They fight. Ethan gets a couple of hits in, but really Denzel just fucks him up for a minute.
And then
like,
tosses him over onto like a side roof kind of thing and just like kind of leaves him there.
And like toss him over and then does this.
Nice pop.
Like checks his watch. And he's like, all right, grabs his bags, goes, gets in his car.
And as he starts to drive off, somehow miraculously, Ethan Hawke dives and jumps onto the front hood of his car and just hanging on.
And like crashes, like hits the window. The window's fucking shattered. The windshield.
Yeah. It's
I don't like this part.
I didn't like that part. Yeah.
Denzel backs into something. He hits something forward. He backs into another thing. And then he rides and hits something. Ethan Hawke goes flying off of the hood of the car through the back window of another car. But he is not as hurt as Denzel Washington is in the car.
From hitting his head on like the steering wheel. So Ethan Hawke literally just got beat to a bloody pulp to the point to where he was passed out. Denzel is fine. Goes, starts his car. Ethan dives 20-foot drop onto the hood and then gets flinged through another car. And he's more okay than Denzel like bumping his head on the fucking steering
crazy.
wheel. Yeah,
it's crazy.
That was the only part that I really
other
didn't.
than this, and like it would honestly be a 10 of a movie if it wasn't for these few things.
Yeah, I feel that.
These are my only critics on this movie.
Yeah. It was getting late,
this movie's
and they're like, we gotta
great.
wrap up.
Yeah, this movie's fucking great. Like, it's very unreal. Ethan Hawke would be dead right now.
Yeah, he'd be
for
dead.
sure.
He'd be dead.
But he opens the door and he starts fucking Denzel up and takes his gun and throws him out of the car. The whole neighborhood is out now watching this shit.
Yeah.
And he's pointing the gun at Denzel and says, "It's no fun when the rabbit has the gun, is it?" And Denzel goes, "My N-word." And then tells the crowd, he says, "All right, y'all. First Damu that puts one in his head." I don't know what that means. First Damu that puts one in his head, I'll make a very rich man. Huh?
Yeah.
Who want to get paid?
It's got to mean a bullet, but like, yeah, it's a weird
First Damu who puts one in his head.
It's a weird slang.
So it's not bullet. First person that puts one in his head is what he's saying.
Oh.
But he's saying the word Damu instead of person.
Oh.
I don't. Ethan Hawke, nobody budges when he says that. And Ethan Hawke says, "They're not like you. You know what I learned today? I'm not like you."
Boom.
Denzel says, "So what now? You gonna kill me?" And he puts his badge on. And he says, "You gonna bust your cherry killing a cop? Huh? Shoot me, Jake. Shoot me right fucking here." He's standing now. He's like, "Right here, huh? Shoot me. Hit me. Hit me. Hit me. You can't fucking do it." I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, he's so great. He's so great. And then he goes, "Somebody drop this fool for me." And Clay Shahid Sloan walks up and puts a gun on the ground about 5 feet away from Denzel and says, "You got to twist it, homie. You got to put your own work in around here."
Boom.
And Denzel says, "Oh, it's like that? All right. Player to player, pimp to pimp." I fucking love him so much, guys. I love him so much. "I don't believe you'll shoot me, N-word." And then goes down. Like, he reaches down. You think he's reaching for the gun. It's a good camera angle.
Yeah.
And he grabs his pack. He's smoking Cools, too. He's smoking Cools, guys. Pulls out a cigarette, lights it. And with a cigarette hanging out of his mouth, he goes, "I'm going to get that gun. And I'm going to get that money.
Yeah.
You ain't going to do a damn thing because you ain't going to shoot no cop in the back."
And he goes
no, hold on. No. Know what they give you for that? The gas chamber.
Oh.
You know what the gas chamber smells like? Pine oil. That's where you head, Jake. You had the pine oil heaven. Love it.
Dude. That's
dark.
dark.
Pine oil heaven. I'm going to get that gun, and I'm going to get that money. He's so fucking cool,
Dude,
guys.
So cool.
He then goes and reaches to get the gun, and Ethan Hawke shoots him in the ass.
He's
God
damn it.
Damn it. Shot me in the ass, Jake.
And like, just like the look on his face as he's like smoking the cigarette, being shot in the ass, like it's.
And now Denzel Washington's fucking like, he's panicked now. He's like, okay, Jake, I need that money. He's considerably less cool in this moment. He's like, I need that money, Jake.
It's starting to
Jake,
set in.
give me that fucking money. I need that money. I can't fucking do. He's like, I'm gonna fucking die. He's, like, he's fucking panicking, and I'm like, man, I really loved him, and now he's doing this. And Ethan Hawke says, I told you, that's my evidence. You want to go to jail or you want to go home? And then he smiles. He goes, I want to go home, Jake. Jake, send me home. And then he reaches and rips his badge off his neck. And says, you don't deserve to wear this.
Yeah.
And then Clay Shahid Sloan walks up and picks up the gun and points it at Denzel and says, all right, Jake, you good to roll on up out of here. We got your back. And then he grabs the money and he's just walking off, and Denzel goes, oh, no, you didn't? You disloyal fool-ass bitch-made punk? And throughout this, he's screaming. Ethan Hawke's walking away, and he's screaming, Jake, I need that money. But I'm not going to cut in. He says so much cool shit here. I'm going to say everything he says to the people in this neighborhood. Just know that, like, every other line is cut off with, Jake, give me that money.
Yeah.
He says, I'm putting cases on all you bitches. You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball at Pelican Bay when I get through with you. Shoot program, Edward. 23-hour lockdown. I'm the man up in this piece. You'll never see the light of day. Who the fuck you think you're fucking with? I'm the police. I run shit here. Y'all just live here.
I run this bitch.
And they start walking away. He's like, yeah, that's right. You better walk away, because I'm going to burn this motherfucking down. King Kong ain't got shit on me. He's like,
which he improv'd. That was one of his improv lines.
I don't think a single word of this was written.
You're right. It's probably
I think they were just like, just go crazy.
Yeah.
Just like you're the police. You still think you got you think you're still in power. He's like, whoo, everyone's going inside. He's like, that's all right. I'm winning. I'm winning any motherfucking way I can. Whew. Shit. You can shoot me, but you can't kill me. I can't lose. Woo!
Dude.
What a motherfucking day. And like lights a cigarette and he's like leaning back. Guys, it's so fucking great.
It's crazy.
We see the late great Eva Mendes. She her and her son walk away from the window.
And he kind of sees that.
And he's like, so now we're back on the streets. Denzel Washington is at a street light, and a Mercedes-Benz SUV pulls up next to him, and there's a good-looking lady in it, and she lights a cigarette. Denzel looks at her, and then just keeps looking forward. Light turns green, and he tries to go, but gets cut off by a Jeep and a black van, and he tries to back up, but the Mercedes-Benz is now behind him, so he's fucking sandwiched in. Guys hop out of the van. There's 4 guys.
Yeah.
With automatic machine guns.
Yeah.
Just
all at the car.
Mow the car down, and then a guy yells in Russian to stop, and they stop, and Denzel opens the door, and he's
and he comes out
covered in bullets.
Covered in blood and bullets. He takes out the knife that he was threatening the other guy with earlier, and he tries to towards the girl that's in the car behind him, and then kind of just realizes.
Yeah, and he's just leaning up. They all laugh.
Yeah.
And then open fire again, and it's very Scarface when he's getting covered with bullets.
It's like Team America when they fuck up. Yeah, it's exactly.
And then they stop, and he falls to the ground.
It's Team America when they're fighting and shit.
And then they get in their cars and leave. We see Ethan Hawke get home.
Very overdramatic.
And then over the news, we hear a Los Angeles Police Department narcotics agent was killed today, serving a high-risk warrant near LAX. LAPD spokesperson says the officer, Alonzo Harris, is survived by his wife and 4 sons.
Boom.
The end. That's why I think he's married and has 4 other sons. I think that kid is his 5th. I was gonna say that earlier, but I didn't know how to without saying
that.
when he dies.
The
fucking guys. I fucking love this movie so much. Like, this legitimately might be my favorite movie, like,
of all time.
Yeah, like Unhinged. Unhinged is like a 6. It's not a very good movie. This movie is so fucking good. Denzel Washington is amazing. It's the only time he won Best Actor.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He's maybe the greatest actor of our generation. This is
sure.
the only one that he won the Oscar for Best Actor.
Wow.
He is so fucking good in this movie.
That's pretty crazy.
Got like 9.5 because they make Ethan Hawke look like Superman at the end. Without that, I can't think of another critic I would have of this movie.
Yeah, and dude, the runtime was perfect. Like the way from the beginning, I remember being 30 minutes into the movie thinking, I'm only 30 minutes in. And not in a bad way, like in a good way. Like, oh, I'm only 30 minutes in. And everything is happening so fast, and there's still so much to happen.
Yeah.
You don't ever feel dead space, and every single part of the movie is supposed to be there for a reason. There's no bullshit.
Yeah.
They're not wasting your time with any other scene that didn't need to be there. Everything had a reason and a purpose. Besides maybe Ethan jumping onto the car and surviving.
I mean, but that had a reason.
Well, it had a
purpose,
reason. Yeah.
But unrealistic. They could have done just that part of that scene better, because after Denzel's Denzel's meltdown is probably my favorite part of this movie.
I would have rather them just had the neighborhood like surround his car and then Ethan walk up because now he's surrounded, he can't go anywhere. And then it kind of makes sense that Ethan is like over a couple minutes found the strength to get back to him, and then maybe beat the shit out of him a little bit there, and then kind of went through the rest of that scene or something.
I think that would have been better.
Yeah.
I think that would have been better than him diving from a roof.
I feel like they tried to force a reason for the rest of that scene to happen the way it did when it could have been just less of a reason. You know? Yeah.
But guys, take these criticisms and shove them up your ass because they mean nothing. This is an incredible movie.
Yeah, exactly. We're looking for something.
If that is our only issue with this movie, it's a great fucking movie.
It's a great fucking film. And the fact that it was made in the early 2000s and it's going to hold up and probably withstand the fucking test of time. I
don't think there will ever be a point in my life where I don't love this movie.
And I think this movie literally started the best, like how I was saying before, that contrast. Like there's, I'm not going to be able to, like, even end the watch. Like there's so many movies when you watch this that you can now almost compare to for the style that they were in, like the things that they were going for, that contrast between this over-the-top character and this other character that just makes that over-the-top character even more because the way he's playing so much less. And I think they literally helped and maybe they didn't create it, but they like perfected it to where everyone's like, okay, we're going to use this now as the template as to how we're going to do this duo movie. You know,
do you know other movie has a ton of contrast?
Do the Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor. There's so much fucking contrast, guy. Eddie Murphy just doesn't stop. He's one way. He's another way. He's this way. He's that way. Boom, flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop, flip, flop. Guys, he does not quit in the Nutty Professor.
Yeah.
You know what other movie, which I haven't seen?
And
I can't think of the name. You fucking... someone referred it. You take over at this point. Why?
The Gray.
The Gray with Liam Neeson, guys. Who suggested it?
My sister.
His sister Brianna suggested it. We're going to fucking do it.
It's her birthday, so we're like, you know what? We're going to grant her the wish.
Happy birthday, Brie.
Yeah.
We're going to do The Gray with Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Guys, do you want to watch The Gray with Liam Neeson before we do a podcast on The Gray with Liam Neeson? You should watch The Gray with Liam Neeson before we do a podcast on The Gray with Liam Neeson. Here's where you can watch The Gray with Liam Neeson before we do a podcast on The Gray with Liam Neeson.
Fuck yeah.
The Gray with Liam Neeson is available on YouTube, Google Play, Apple TV, Vudu, and Amazon Prime, all for $3.99. Fuck you, Brie. I want shit on HBO Max and Netflix and things I have subscriptions for, and they're free.
That's a good point.
But guys, so we did Training Day because it was my pick, and I could not be happier that I picked Training Day.
It's a good pick.
I fucking love that I got to do this movie.
Fuck yeah.
We did The Gray because his sister Brie recommended it. And Brayden, let's say someone's watching this and they're like,
okay,
I loved hearing them break down Training Day. That's fucking sick. They're doing something that a listener suggested they do, and they're going to do it next week. But I want them to do my favorite movie.
Yeah.
How would they go about telling us to do their favorite movie?
David, it is so simple. All they have to do is just reach out to us at our Instagram, which is the 56 Kings.
You mean at FIVESIXKING
S
on Instagram?
Yeah, and or they could just email us at the 56kings@gmail.com.
You mean FIVESIXKING at gmail.com?
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds
that easy.
It sounds too easy not to do it.
Yeah.
What are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for?
Send in your suggestions, and maybe we'll do the fucking movie.
Maybe.
So, Brayden, they know where to watch us. They know where to listen to us. They know where to reach us if they got a movie suggestion. But when will they watch us, and when will they listen to us? When do new episodes of the 56 Kings drop? Weekly.
Every motherfucking Monday, David.
Wait, every motherfucking Monday?
Every motherfucking
So you mean
Monday.
Labor Day, Memorial Day, every Monday?
It doesn't matter. Every Monday.
Every
motherfucking Monday.
Motherfucking Monday.
Yeah, because it's not just a regular Monday. It's a
No.
motherfucking Monday.
If the 56 Kings are coming to town, it's a motherfucking Monday, guys.
Got that goddamn right,
guys. Go watch Training Day. It is so much fucking better than our podcast on it was, and I think we nailed it.
Yeah.
But it's such a great movie.
You gotta watch
Denzel
it.
is the greatest actor alive. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week. I love you all very much.
Peace out.
Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. When niggas get gunned down and left slump, we don't